this sporting event on KMA FM 99.1. Brought to you by the KMA Sportscasters Club.
Hey, thank you, Don, and a good evening to you from Underwood. It's time for some Western Iowa Conference baseball on the KMA Airwaves, KMA FM 99.1, and video streaming online, KMAland.com. I'm Trevor Mader, joined by Brian Bertini. We've got Levi's son running the live stream here tonight. And, Brian, these are two Western Iowa Conference schools that are very familiar with one another and ready to do battle here tonight.
Yeah, you've got an Underwood squad, Brian, that this year hasn't lost. 6-0 in the conference, 7-0 overall. Treynor 3-1, 3-2 overall. And, yeah, this is a pivotal game. Treynor wants to kind of get their name back in the hat in this WIC Conference Baseball Championship. Here's the time to do it. The boy, Underwood, get another one. They can really, you got 7 conference wins already, Trevor. Boy, you're in good position.
Yeah, and Underwood, I think it's safe to say, entered the season as the presumptive favorites to win the Western Iowa Conference. Now, Tri-Center gave them a run for their money last week. I think Tri-Center is going to be around all year. But if you're Treynor, as you mentioned, they had a couple hiccups last week, one of which was in conference play to IKM Manning. They would love to get right back into this conference race.
Yeah, they had a nice win last Thursday against Riverside, 15-0. As you mentioned, lost that 8-5 game to IKM. Tri-Center battled Underwood to an 8-7 game Thursday, and then Underwood put the bats in play in 13-2 win over Riverside. So these guys can score some runs. I think that's one thing the Treynor wants to do is limit the big innings for the Eagles.
The pitching battle tonight, Treynor's going to go with the guy that I would say they probably call their ace, in Jackson Schumacher, who's been stout for them throughout the year. Meanwhile, Underwood, they're going to go with Cale Jensen. He comes in. He is a senior. He has made 2 appearances this year, 1 start, 1-0 on the season, a 1.31 ERA with 3 strikeouts in 5 1/3 innings. So both teams throwing some good arms out there here tonight.
Well, yeah, I mean, start of the week, it's first game of this week. You want to, and these games, as both coaches know, are really important.
Yeah, and Underwood's got a big one coming up tomorrow. It's a non-conference bout, but they're going to take on Kemper, and that's one that you look at, Brian. Well, they've got Kemper coming. Yeah, Kemper coming Wednesday. Excuse me. You look at it, that might not be one that you think is important, but we don't know. Kemper looks pretty good this year. We don't know how the district pairings are going to shake out. They could be put. Normally they're in a different sub-state. They could end up in the same sub-state. That could be a matchup.
It's just a measuring stick. You want to know where you measure up on, against some of the Hawkeye 10. And Kemper traditionally has really strong squads, and it's measuring. It's great that you're going to step out of conference, and the Treynor doing the same. They'll be tomorrow night. They're going to host Missouri Valley, but they're hosting Kingsley Pearson on Thursday night. So Kingsley Pearson coming up from northwest Iowa all the way down. Again, step out of conference and see some teams you normally don't see, Trevor.
It's going to be a fun time here tonight. Again, Underwood comes in. They're 7-0 overall, 6-0 in Western Iowa Conference play. Treynor's got a couple blemishes on their record. They are 3-2 overall, 3-1 in Western Iowa Conference play. They're led by head coach Scott Wallace. Underwood led by head coach Andy Van Fossen. Lineups are being introduced at the moment. We'll have those for you when we come back. But the national anthem getting ready to begin here in just a moment. In Underwood, it is Treynor, Underwood, Western Iowa Conference baseball. We're excited. We'll be back here in a moment on KMA FM.
Seeing is believing. That's what you'll hear from customers that choose Barrett Auto Center of Glenwood time and time again. Barrett customers come in for vehicles and service work, but they come back for conversation and honest advice. They want one of the largest pre-owned and fully serviced inventories in KMA land, and they return when they've gone elsewhere and it just isn't the same. See and believe for yourself how little differences add up to a better car buying experience. Come back to Barrett's and Barrett'sAutoCenter.com. Bedford Drug offers more than just your prescriptions. They are now providing immunizations, including flu, pneumonia, and shingles vaccinations. Plus, they offer prescription synchronization for your convenience. Stop in and visit with pharmacist Mike Schweitzer for more information. See their expanded gift selection, too. Convenience, competitive prices, and people willing to help. Just a few reasons that Bedford Drug is the pharmacy with more for you. Get professional and experienced advice on the spot. Bedford Drug on Main Street in Bedford.
For over 25 years, Chat Mobility has provided you the latest technology, competitive prices, and a nationwide high-speed network. Though important, we're a whole lot more. We serve your hometown communities, sponsor your local chambers and events. It's our goal to work hard while giving back to those who graciously support us. At Chat Mobility, our interests are much deeper than providing great service. We're just committed to serving you. To learn more, see us at chatmobility.com today.
It is time ball here in Underwood tonight. Trevor Mader, Brian Bertini with you on the KMA video stream as well as KMA 960. Thank you for however you're listening, however you are watching. We appreciate it. Brian, we get ready for this Western Iowa Conference clash. Two teams very familiar with each other, 16 miles apart. They just had an entertaining battle for a state track championship in Class 2A. The girls basketball teams battled it out for a trip to state earlier this year. Probably not a lot of love lost between these two squads, but it should be a fun one tonight. What are you looking for?
Well, I think just talk about what we always talk about in baseball, softball games. Solid pitching, throw a lot of strikes, Trevor. Trust your defense. And if you're the offensive team, find a way to scratch runs. Get those 2-out hits. And then, that's how you win these games against good teams. And, Underwood, of course, not a blemish on the loss side, 7-0 overall. But Treynor's got to feel pretty good about coming in here. And like I said, sometimes the visitor, if you can get a couple runs on the board and make that home team have to chase a little bit, put some pressure on them.
Yeah, Underwood, as you mentioned, undefeated on the year. Treynor, there are two blemishes. IKM Manning on Friday night in a conference play. That was one that was maybe a little bit of a surpriser. And then a really, really good Des Moines Christian team that they fell to last week as well. Set the lineup for you for Treynor. It's Mason Yoakum leading off. Brock Wallace batting second. Jackson Schumacher third. Caden Snyder is in the 4-hole. Brady Kaufman batting fifth. Brock Poland sixth. Peyton Chapman seventh. Loic Helvey eighth. Charlie Schrage ninth. This is a Treynor lineup that I think it's safe to say coming into the year they didn't expect to have, as they've had some guys be out due to injuries. Ryan Bach is out for the season. They've also lost Grady McKern for the season. A.J. Schultz not in the lineup at the moment either. So not the lineup that I'm sure Coach Scott Wallace envisioned when the season started, but they made the most of it. They've got wins so far over Riverside, AHSTW, and Logan Magnolia. That AHSTW broadcast we had for you last Friday, or 2 Fridays ago, I guess now, on the KMA Extreme and KMA Video Stream. That was a wild one. Treynor led 9-0, and then AHSTW clawed back, got it down to 9-7. Couldn't get any closer. Let's set the defense for you for Underwood. Cale Jensen on the bump. Caden Rodenberg is catching. Blake Hall playing first. Kobe Fink is at second. Josh Ravelin at short. Jack Van Fossen at third. Playing left, it'll be Jake Reimer. Mason Boothby is in center field, and Easton Robertson in right field. The Eagles had to make a late change to their lineup. Originally, Tyler Boothby was slated to play first tonight. He is out with an illness. They've moved Blake Hall around. Hall was originally supposed to play second. They moved him to first. And then Kobe Fink came from right to second to replace Hall, who was replacing Boothby. First ball is a strike to Mason Yoakum to get things started here in this Western Iowa Conference battle. Again, it is Cale Jensen on the bump with an 0-1 count to Mason Yoakum. The 0-1 on its way, swung on and missed, 0-2. And Brian, one thing we've noticed with Underwood pitchers throughout the years, they're going to throw strikes.
Well, and you got a lefty here, a little different angle. And the hitters right now kind of looking in just out of that corner of their eye, Trevor, with the sun angle. So you really got to pick up the ball at the release point. Nice ball.
And that's hit in play into left center. That'll
right
drop.
Center.
Yeah, into right center. That'll drop between Boothby and Robertson, and they will keep Yoakum at first, but he gets a leadoff single.
That was a great swing, 2-strike swing right there. Just took that outside pitch and put it right into right center, and thought about maybe pushing them, going to 2 on that, but with nobody out, want to see if he can roll something here.
So now Brock Wallace, the 2-hitter, comes up to the plate. He is catching tonight as well. And Cale Jensen, the lefty, a senior, on the hill. Underwood's got a couple of different dudes they're going to lean on this year. Jensen looks to be one of them, as well as Tyler Boothby and Blake Hall.
Of course, lefty, got to watch that that front leg for the pickoff.
Popped up over our heads, foul. So right now Jensen's putting the ball in play, or at least giving the batters an opportunity to put the ball in play.
Right, the slide step right there, trying to get the ball to the plate as fast as he can. Nobody on, 1 out, nobody on. Does Treynor play a little small ball here, Trevor, see if they can maybe advance the runner?
We'll see. Again, they've got Mason Yoakum on first. He got the leadoff hit off Cale Jensen. Hit that one into right center. There's a pickoff attempt down the line from Jensen to Hall, and getting back safely is Yoakum.
And he's got to work on keeping the runner. Doesn't want him to get too big a jump.
Again, we've got the 0-1 count. There's sort of the old scoreboard here in Underwood. Along the right field lines, there's another pickoff attempt. Yoakum gets down, and if you just happen to glance over and that's the first scoreboard you see, it'll throw you off for a moment because it's obviously not working.
Up just to the west of us, the Treynor and Underwood softball girls just underway as well.
Very intriguing matchup. Treynor playing really well. Underwood, of course, the favorite in the WIC on the softball side. Here's the 0-1 we've had 2 pickoff attempts. That one misses for a ball on Brock Wallace.
You can see the attention Cale Jensen's paying here because he knows how important this out is and keep that runner off second base.
Wallace this year only hitting 200 in 15 at-bats. We'll get another pickoff attempt to Hall. Getting back safely is Yoakum.
And you got to be careful in the pass ball because all it takes is the ball to roll through here, and nobody can get the right fielder shaded over more toward right center, so there's nobody backing it up, Trevor.
So the 1-1, we've seen 2 pitches and 3 pickoff attempts. And now we get the third pitch of the at-bat. Runner gets back. Yoakum barely beats the tag by Hall.
Well, they had a little button run on a sense. He was trying to move him over, and the runner tried to get a nice – Yoakum tried to get a really big jump, and good throw by the catcher and got back in time.
Almost came back to haunt him. 2 balls, 1 strike to Brock Wallace. We've had 3 pitches, 3 pickoff attempts so far. Here's the 2-1 from Jensen. Misses high for a ball, 3-1.
Good hitter's pitch here. Now you can still, the bunt still in play, because you should get a pretty good pitch around the strike zone. But you also want to kind of do a little run and hit, maybe try to see if you can hit behind the runner, push the ball to the right side.
So the 3-1 to Wallace misses high for a ball, and it's a 5-pitch walk to the Swick commit, Brock Wallace. That'll put Yoakum at second. Wallace on with a walk, and Jackson Schumacher would love to help his own cause as he comes up to the plate. Sophomore hitting .692 on the year in 13 at-bats. He's got 9 hits. How about this? 8 of which are extra base hits.
And I'm saying he's not going to push a ball. He's not trying to lay down a bunt here to move runners. He's thinking first, second, nobody out. I'm going to see if I can hit something hard to right side.
He's got
move runners.
He's got as many home runs, 1, as he does singles. He's got 5 doubles, 2 triples.
Thing is, Underwood's got to find a way to get an out. If you can get the ball up the middle, you can turn it. If not, the corners, get an out for sure.
Yeah.
Treynor's got to make sure you don't get caught on a line drive and double yourself out and take yourself out of a potential big inning here.
So the first pitch from Jensen to Schumacher, swing and a miss for strike 1.
He was trying to get 3 more ribbies, wasn't he?
He was trying to get at least a couple.
Have an update on the score going over there in Council Bluffs. Glenwood Lewis Central was 6-0 Titans, bottom of the 6th. In game 1, that's a doubleheader for the Glenwood softball.
Coach Hannah Cole's squad's been playing well early this season. 0-1 from Cale Jensen to Jackson Schumacher. Yoakum at second, Wallace at first. That one misses low for a ball, and it's a 1-1 count.
Breaking ball there, tried to keep him off balance.
And Brian Jensen, and just watching a couple pitches, kind of a slow delivery. Really, some pitchers work fast.
The ball can kind of get out of your hand and get on you quicker than you think as a hitter.
Takes a couple checks of the runner at second, now launches, swing and a miss, brings it to a 1-2 count.
Yeah, good pitch right there. Spotted out on the outside half, and Schumacher, of course, trying to get something on the green here, Trevor. He would love nothing more than to get something on the outfield, move a runner for 2, if not, punch a hit and get an RBI.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Jackson Schumacher. Nobody out, 2 runners on at the top of the first for Treynor. Jensen checks the runner at first, launches the 1-2 upstairs. Schumacher swings, and it's a strikeout.
That's a big out right there because first, second, nobody out, and you're one of your hottest hitters on your opponent's squad. You get him to get the K right there, so that's big.
And I feel like it's really big to get him to chase early. That one a little upstairs, but to Schumacher it looked tasty. He strikes out. Caden Snyder, the third baseman in the 4-hole, comes up to the lineup. Again, Mason Yoakum singled. Brock Wallace reached on a walk. Just moments ago, Jackson Schumacher struck out. Jensen checks the runners. Turns his head about 12 times, now launches. That's popped up in play over our heads, out of play.
And the Underwood defense, especially at first, electing not to hold a runner, so he's kind of playing back to see if he can potentially take away the normally big hole over there on the right side of the infield.
Jensen in 5 1/3 innings of action this year, just 3 hits allowed, 1 earned run, only 2 walks and 3 strikeouts. Here's the 0-1. Hit in play, into right, coming over is Robertson, and he's able to chase it through the sun, and there's 2 gone. They will tag runners, and Yoakum overran third, gets back safely. The throw to third was dropped for a moment by Van Fossen.
Well, on good base running by Wallace as he watched the throw offline and kind of kick away. He advanced from first to second, so the force is off now with 2 outs. So 2 runners in scoring position now. And a hit could potentially plate 2 for the Treynor Cardinals.
Yoakum very fortunate to get back there. Underwood dropped it on the tag, and then Yoakum overran the base a little bit, able to get back, and now we'll get a courtesy runner, Kyle Moss, for the catcher, Brock Wallace, at second. Up to the plate comes Brady Kaufman. He's a junior, hitting .417 on the season. Gets on base 60% of the time. The first pitch from Jensen is in there for a strike, 0-1 the count. Or no, 1-0 the count, they're calling a ball.
Your Treynor right here, he had that first and second, nobody out. You'd love to get something out of this here. Put some runs on the board against this Eagle team.
The 1-0 is in there for a strike. 1-1 the count.
Location by Cale Jensen, right down low at the knees right there. Kaufman, a pretty good-sized kid, didn't want to go down and get that one.
Kaufman playing center for the Cardinals tonight. If they got in a jam, we could see him on the hill potentially. He's good to go for, I believe, 65 pitches tonight.
Jensen's got to watch here. You don't want to throw a pass ball with a runner at third here, potentially 2 outs and give up a run on that kind of situation.
Here's the 1-1 to Kaufman. Fouled back to the fence, brings it to a 1-2 count.
So he's got a good spot here. Now you think breaking ball, but one thing, again, you got to be careful of with drop third strike, swing and a miss, open base first, so the runner can, the batter can advance and potentially plate a run. So you'd like to go to your breaking ball here as your out pitch, but you got to spot it really well here, Trevor.
So the 1-2 from Cale Jensen to Brady Kaufman with 2 gone, 2 on is in there, called strike 3. And Jensen works out of a jam, strands runners at second and third. We go to the bottom of the first, scoreless here in Underwood on KMA 960, KMA FM rather.
This is Kane with Gowing Plumbing. Gowing Plumbing is the name to remember for 24-hour service. That includes after hours and weekends, because that is when problems usually occur. We're located in Shenandoah, but we also serve the surrounding communities. That's the way it's been done for more than 70 years. And we work on boiler heat. So call fully licensed Gowing Plumbing any time of day or night, 246-1803, or after hours at 712-310-9248.
HawkeyeFord.com. It's where you'll find a complete selection of pre-owned cars and trucks. It's also where you can estimate your trade-in value and receive a no-hassle quote. Since 1988, Hawkeye Ford has been offering a high level of customer service and a commitment to making the process of buying your vehicle an enjoyable one. They strive to deliver 100% satisfaction every time you visit their location on Highway 34 east of Red Oak or on their 24/7 location, HawkeyeFord.com.
Welcome back to Underwood here on KMA FM 99.1, Clarinda, Shenandoah. Also, video streaming online, KMAland.com. Trevor Mader, Brian Bertini with you. We've got Levi Sun operating the video stream. We go to the bottom of the first. It is going to be Mason Boothby, Kobe Fink, Blake Hall due up for Underwood. If anybody gets on base, Jack Van Fossen will join the fun. Defensively for Treynor, Jackson Schumacher is on the hill. Schumacher comes in, only a sophomore, has not allowed an earned run in 7 innings, and perhaps most impressively in those 7 innings, he's only thrown 96 pitches. He's got 18 strikeouts to his name and no walks. So,
that no walks is what stands out to me. I mean, you can get a lot of strikeouts and a few walks to go with it, but that means he's spotting his pitches and getting guys to swing and miss.
He has hit 2 batters this year. As the first pitch to Boothby will foul out of play, makes it an 0-1 count. Defensively for Treynor, Schumacher pitching. Brock Wallace is catching. Loic Helvey into the lineup at first. Mason Yoakum at second. Charlie Schrage at short. Caden Snyder at third. Peyton Chapman at left. Brady Kaufman at center. And Brock Poland is in right field. Here's the 0-1 to Boothby. Is low for a ball. We're kind of at an interesting angle from the umpire, so it's really tough to call balls and strikes.
Well, and Jensen, the pitcher for the Underwood, worked out of a first and second nobody out jam and did his job to keep that 0 up there on the scoreboard, because potentially Treynor could have put a couple runs up and really put the Eagles in a hole, but pitched masterfully there on the top of that first.
So the 2-1 to Boothby in play in center. It'll drop in front of Kaufman, and then Kaufman bobbles it in center. It rolls back to the fence. They will send Boothby to third. He should get there safely. I'm going to say that's a single and an error on Brady Kaufman. You don't rule it a triple, do you?
Yeah, I will, because it was all by the bounce. It was not touched by the fielder. It just took that odd kind of left bounce. Let's call that, due to the really dry ground out there, Trevor. Yeah. Just took an awkward bounce, and the center fielder really had no chance at it and kicked by him. And so, now Underwood now with a leadoff triple, and we got a lot of things going here.
Here's
bottom of the first.
Kobe Fink up to the plate. Fink, a standout golfer for the Eagles, who's a Western Iowa Conference champion. That pitch misses high, gets off the glove of Wallace. They will send Boothby. The throw to Schumacher. Did he get him? No, he didn't. And to put Underwood on the board first as Mason Boothby slides in on the pass ball.
Just like that. I mean, just one crazy bounce out there. It looked like a single. Kicks away. Boothby's speed got him to third. Then the next pitch gets away and pass ball. And suddenly like that, Underwood on the board, Trevor.
Nobody out. They've had one batter. They've worked their way around the bases, that being Mason Boothby. Now Kobe Fink sits on a 1-0 count from Jackson Schumacher. One is in there for a strike. No, low for a ball.
Good hitter's pitch right here. Schumacher's just got to kind of get his composure back and start focusing on the zone again.
2-0 the count. That was the first hit and first run Schumacher is allowed as Fink takes a healthy cut at that one but misses.
And Schumacher, for a sophomore, throws pretty hard. I mean, you don't see too many kids this part of the state throw this hard, and he's got a very live arm.
Usually catches when he's not on the hill. Here's the 2-1. Swing and a miss brings it to a 2-2. In fact, if his night were to come to a premature end, he would likely end up catching. That seems to be the play they usually make. The 2-2 to Kobe Fink. 1-zip Underwood here in the bottom of the first. Hit in play, foul along the first baseline, and just carrying foul at the last moment.
He changed his instant, went with the high leg kick that time. He did kind of a modified slide step as a pitch. He kind of starts with off to the left side of the rubber, Trevor, as you see here, and he uses that kind of deliberate high leg kick. That he short-sided it right there and tried to catch the batter off guard.
Here's the 2-2, swing and a miss. They'll throw down the line to third, just to throw down the line. Nobody's on, and there's one gone for Underwood here in the first as Kobe Fink goes down swinging. Blake Hall comes up to the plate. Hall is standout multi-sport athlete for the Eagles.
The nice thing about Schumacher, he's got that traditional 6'12". He's got that really high arm angle. Really gets on top of the ball, so he's got that nice 6'12" curveball, which he used right there to get that strikeout.
The first pitch to Hall on its way high for a ball, makes it 1-0. Underwood 7-0 overall, 6-0 in the Wake. Treynor 3-2, 3-1. This will not be the only time these two teams clash this year. They're guaranteed to meet at least once more, maybe twice more, depending on how the postseason shakes out. That's fouled back by Hall.
Low fences around this field. You really got to pay attention to the game if you're sitting in the stands.
Very nice ballpark here in Underwood. Kind of an interesting setup for us. We're right along the first baseline, right in front of the press box, above the Underwood dugout. Get much bigger, I won't be able to fit in the crevice that they put us in up here. So here's the ball to Blake Hall. Didn't even mean to rhyme, and I did. 2-1 the count from Schumacher to Hall. Nobody on, one gone. Mason Boothby started with a leadoff triple, scored on a pass ball. Kobe Fink struck out. Now that one hits Hall, and he will move to first. So put Hall at first. Jack Van Fossen comes up in the 4-hole. Brock Wallace will come up and talk to his pitcher, Jackson Schumacher. Try to talk him through the early game woes.
Just to get on the right page here, communication, probably location or pitch sequence, or you got to run or on. Sometimes you want to change up how you're going to do your signals.
Van Fossen so far this year, 10 hits, hitting .417. He's got a team-high 14 RBIs. He would love to make it 15 if he can find one in the gap. Schumacher will check the runner at first. Now calls the first pitch, and it's low for a ball.
And Underwood, lead-off batter, got that kind of looked like a single, the crazy bounce, turned it into a triple to the fence. Pass ball, scored a run. So Treynor would love to kind of stop the bleeding right here, Trevor, and stay close in this game.
It's a 1-0 with one gone. Schumacher tilts his head a handful of times, sends that one as it's fouled back by Van Fossen. Caden Rodenberg, barring a double play, waits on deck for Underwood. The Eagles led by head coach Andy Van Fossen. Won the Western Iowa Conference last year, was upset by Missouri Valley in district play. Returned a lot of pieces from that team. With a 1-1 to Jack Van Fossen on its way. Chopper to short. Schrage will go the lead runner at second. They'll try to turn two. They can't. It's wide and pulls Helvey off the bag, but they get the lead runner out with the 6-4 put out.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing, Schrage. Just make sure you get an out, but if you get the lead out, that's a bonus, and keep that runner, as far away from home plate as possible. Now you got yourself 2 outs. You still have your force on here at first and second.
So Caden Rodenberg, who's hitting .450 so far this year with 3 RBIs, is up to the dish. 1-0 Underwood here in the bottom of the first. They've got 2 gone. Pickoff attempt down the line. Helvey doesn't apply the tag. He's getting back safely with Van Fossen. Get Mason Boothby got a leadoff triple. It's been all Underwood's been able to muster so far. Schumacher, that one is in there for a strike, and then the throw down the line to Helvey. Rolls into right. Van Fossen will get up, get to second. That's the risk you take on an attempt like that.
Well, that's it. A ball that gets away, Karams is going to move a base sometimes too. And now Underwood with another guy in scoring position here, even 2 outs, but you got a good hitter at the plate.
I got 2 gone. An 0-1 count to Caden Rodenberg. Schumacher will check Van Fossen at second. Gets that one fouled back by Rodenberg, and he's now down to the count 0-2.
Again, Schumacher would love a punch out right here to end this inning and keep this at 1. You'd like to go to your breaking ball. Again, you got to make sure he's got that nice, really high 6-12 over the top, and want to make sure you don't get it short and bounce.
So the 0-2 with 2 gone from Jackson Schumacher to Caden Rodenberg. It hit him on the elbow, and it's runners at first and second now. So another hit batter for Jackson Schumacher. He'd had 2 coming in. He's had 2 and 5 batters tonight.
Well, he tried to throw that breaking ball. It just didn't come back. It stayed outside in the batter's box. It didn't break in. And as you mentioned, just caught the elbow right there. So another runner for the Eagles, first and second, 2 outs. And
Jack Dalen will courtesy run for Rodenberg, who's the catcher. So Dalen at first with Jack Van Fossen at second. Clayton Lewin, the DH, is up to the plate. He fouls that one back. Lewin hitting .250 on the year. Has struck out 5 times, so he will swing as he did on the first one to make it an 0-1 count.
Yeah, you just want to hit something on the green here and see if you can get that runner. He's going to be breaking on contact.
And they tried to make a throw to second. It rolls into center. Van Fossen will get to second cleanly as the throw was cut off.
Schumacher, really wants to get that third out. Just a little high on the release right there. And again, another runner moving up. And right now, Treynor just kind of needs to get their composure back here together.
And they'll put Van Fossen's at third. Dalen is at first. Now Dalen will come over and talk to head coach Andy Van Fossen from the third base box. It takes a force out at third. I mean, you still got a force at first and second, but you don't have the force at any plate like you would have prior to the pass ball.
Well, the other thing is you got a runner now 90 feet away, right, Trevor, at third, so a pass ball, or an error on the infield can play another run. Where at second base, he's probably not going to, he's not going to get there.
Yeah, it would take a lot.
So those every base that you gain, it gets you, another opportunity to close. Anytime you get a runner at third, even with 2 outs, it's one mishap away from plating a run.
Runners residing on the corners for Underwood. 2 gone in the bottom of the first. They lead 1-0.
You feel comfortable, you might send your runner here, and see if they might let him go indifferently and get him down to another guy in the scoring position.
The 0-1 to Clayton Lewin. Bopped up, sky high. Wallace going to have to try to find it. It looks like it's going to stay in play, and Wallace able to get underneath it. That one, that was
a major league pop-up. There
yes,
it was.
It was, but that's how the inning ends. But before Underwood gets 1 run on 1 hit, they strand 2. We go to the second. 1-0 Underwood here on KMA FM.
Iowa Western Community College has important news for you. If you're a high school senior trying to figure out what your next step in life will be after high school, consider this. Students learning trade-specific skills will get you into the workplace quicker, making a good living and having a lot less college debt. Iowa Western offers 1 to 2 year programs in nursing, welding, industrial tech, and advanced manufacturing, plus many others. Great skills and great pay in less time. Talk to Iowa Western Community College in Clarinda and Shenandoah and start planning your future now.
America is choosing to be a healthier nation. That's why so many people choose a Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart pharmacies are locally owned and offer a full range of vitamins, non-prescription medicines, cold remedies, and convenient items for you and your family. And when it comes time to have a prescription filled, you can always count on your Health Mart family pharmacy to do it right. Take your next prescription to Oakland Pharmacy in Oakland, a locally owned Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
Well, we've got the 6, 7, 8 hitters in the lineup for Treynor. We go to the second. Brock Poland, Peyton Chapman, Loa Kelvey. Anybody gets on base, Charlie Schrage, the 9-hitter, would step up. Again, Cale Jensen on the hill for Underwood. Caden Rodenberg catching. Blake Hall at first. Kobe Fink at second. Josh Ravlin at short. Jack Van Fossen at third. Jake Reimer, Mason Boothby, and Easton Robertson in the outfield. 1-0 Underwood through 1 inning of fun here in Underwood.
Yeah, another beautiful night again, and Treynor's had some runners on early. They just got to find a way to get them home here and get this game tied.
Yeah, both squads got leadoff hits to start the game as Poland swings to the first one. Yoakum got on, got to third. Brock Wallace reached on a walk, and then give Jensen credit, was able to
he worked out of a first and second nobody out jam and got the last strikeout, and what a veteran pitcher does.
Strikeout, fly out, strikeout. 10, the frame is that one's a strike as well, brings it to an 0-2 count.
And now he's working, now he's letting his arm angle and his grip work right. Look at a little runaway fastball right there, ran away from the hitter.
Brock Poland, a freshman in the lineup for Coach Scott Wallace's squad, hitting .333 on the year, keeps the at-bat alive by fouling that one back.
Of course, you got to do with 2 strikes, Trevor, just find a way to foul it off. Keep the bat alive. We've seen that in softball, how extend the bat and get your pitch.
So the 0-2 from Jensen to Poland. Along the left field line, it stays fair. That looked like it might drift for a moment, but Brock Poland a leadoff single.
There it is. He got that pitch. The other one was a pitcher's pitch. He had to foul it off. That one came over the plate. Poland did a good job keeping his hands in, dropped it over the third base for a single, and that's why he extend hit. At bats. We saw that with the Jaden Huseman the other night, and she got an extra pitch and hit the home run, didn't she, in that game?
Yeah, she had a couple extra pitches and ended up.
So it does. Deep. Everyone matters.
Here's Peyton Chapman, a junior, hitting .400 with a .667 on-base percentage. Shows bunt, lays it down fair. Rodenberg has to come up, throw to first. I don't know that he got him. I don't think he did.
It was close. It was 50-50, and it was just a great bunt. It hit that lip of the infield in the grass and just kind of died. And good hustle by the runner right there. And low in the lineup, Treynor wants to put pressure on you, and they did it. It was a bang-bang play. I think either way you could have been out or close, but the umpire said safe, and that's what we'll go with.
Rodenberg did a heck of a job throwing down the line. Hall did all he could do, but they say Chapman beat it by just a foot.
And here's another situation with your number 8 here. It might not be a bad thing to drop another bunt down here.
Runners on first and second with Loa Kelvey. Wanted to show bunt, but Brian, it looked like to me when he was showing bunt, he kind of had it high.
Well, the pitch was high. You've got to pull the bat back. What you don't want to do is leave the bat over the plate and get a foul off. Yeah, or pop it up. And that's the worst thing if you're Treynor right now is to get an infield pop-up.
Now, Helvey, a freshman into the game, playing first base, and now they'll bring Blake Hall all the way up. Pulls back, runner goes down the line to third, And sliding in safely is Poland. Had that throw been there, I think Van Vossen would have had a play.
It was there. Van Vossen, I think, was trying to gauge the runner and catch the ball, throw the tag. Three things got to happen, kind of bang, bang, bang. And throw was a good bunt by Rodenberg. Tag just kind of got knocked away by the runner, but now Treynor, first and third, nobody out. Bunt still in play here too, Trevor.
Loic Helvey in the lineup is Grady McKern, who had been playing first for the Cardinals, was injured against Des Moines Christian, out for the season with a wrist injury. So best of luck to him in his recovery. As here's the 2-0 to Helvey. Nope, they'll try to pick off down the line at first, but getting back safely is Peyton Chapman. That's a 2-0 count, and then Hall.
Well, you got to be careful on that pickoff. It gets by. Not only is the runner going to advance, the runner at third is going to score.
And then when Hall threw it back, he threw it off the hill to Jensen. Here's the 2-0. That one is in there for a strike, and they will give Chapman second. He was going.
Again, 2-1 count. The bunt's still in play.
Yep.
Do kind of a safety squeeze in a sense where you can put it in a good spot. Yeah, and double play off with the bunt runners at second and third anyway with one out or nobody out.
So Poland at third, Chapman at second, nobody out. Helvey hits one along the right field line. It's going to drop for a hit. That might play two. It should play two. They will score standing up, and it's a 2 RBI knock for Loic Helvey, the freshman, his first ribbies of the season, and I believe his career.
Well, what a great ball. He did exactly what you wanted to do. Hit it to the right side. Got that slicing ball, the right-handed hitter, the inside-out swing, Trevor. Dropped it right down the right field line. Curled to the corner. 2-run score. He's at second. Still nobody out. Treynor in business here at top of the second.
Now it's the 9-hitter Charlie Schrage.
You might see a bunt here to move him over to third. This is a big run.
Here's the pitch to Schrage in there for a strike. Yeah, that is the first RBIs of Loic Helvey's young career. His second hit.
He'll remember that one for a while because that was a beautiful hit right there.
So now the 0-1 to Schrage. Off the gear of Rodenberg, keeps it in front of him. Helvey will have to get back to second.
Nice stop by Rodenberg that prevented the runner to move up. This is a big pivotal at bat right here because Schrage can advance the runner and get him over to third. He rolled the top of the lineup over. Like I said, Treynor started the game with a leadoff hit.
So the 1-1 to Schrage. On its way. He was swinging all the way. He misses, and it's a 1-2 count to Charlie Schrage.
Well, left-handed hitter, he's got to be thinking right side, Trevor. Find a way to hit it to your first or second baseman to this side. Advance that runner over. Get him over there to third with one out and give your team a couple opportunities to score.
Again, Loic Helvey at second after a 2 RBI double. That one misses low to Schrage. So far in this inning, things have gone the way Treynor would like. It started with Brock Poland getting a single. Peyton Chapman laid down a bunt, ran it out. Helvey, a 2 RBI single just moments ago. And Underwood's been able to get 5 hits. And then
caught looking on the strikeout.
So Jensen gets his second strikeout of the night. Just like that, there is one gone for Treynor.
Well, the other thing, unlike softball, baseball has a pitch count. Yep. So, every time that you can extend at bats and get an extra hitter or two up, that just eats into that pitching count and takes some of the better maybe late innings that you'd like to have your starter out there. So when you can get a lot of batters to the plate in the early innings, Trevor, the coaches have to kind of think how far do you want to go with your pitcher too.
So Schrage strikes out. Now Mason Yoakum, who started this game with a single, is up to the plate.
Well, they got a pinch. It looks like a pinch runner out there too. I think coach realizes this is a really important run with the top of the lineup. And
it is Jarrett McIntosh, an 8th grader, at the plate. And Jensen staring him down, now gets ready to fire the first pitch to Yoakum. That one misses upstairs for a ball.
Again, Yoakum started the game with a nice opening game single, and got some things, look like potentially some things going for Treynor. They didn't score in the first, but they played it a couple here in the second.
Had runners at second, third with nobody out, and then couldn't get anything as Yoakum sends that one in play. Coming up from second is Fink into the infield, and he gets that one to retire, the second batter of this inning.
That's a big out right there. Again, Jensen finding ways to work out of some potentially disastrous innings, and now he'd love nothing more to strand that runner at second with 2 outs. But a dangerous hitter at the plate, though.
Now here's Jackson Schumacher, who was a strikeout victim back in the first. So 0 for 1 tonight, pitcher against pitcher.
I think is this Wallace?
Yeah, it is Wallace. Okay. Yeah, I had marked Yoakum down as the strikeout too, and didn't cross that off. This is while Schumacher is up next. So Wallace reached on a walk back in the first. Schumacher waits on deck, hoping for an opportunity.
His numbers on their jerseys a little small. It's hard for us to read, like you said, Trevor, from this angle.
So runner at second. Swing and a miss by Wallace brings it to an 0-2 count.
Good pitch by Jensen. Just started that out and pulled that back in. That little breaking ball, a little off speed, and Wallace timing is a little off, so now Jensen's got him where he wants. 2 strikes.
Jensen's got 3 strikeouts tonight already, looking for number 4. On the 0-2 to Wallace. It's low. Runner goes. The throw. Van Fossen was behind him, sliding in safely.
Well, Van Fossen might have saved a run right there, because if that caroms to the fence at all, the runner's going to get up and get home. And I think that's what the Treynor coach, third base coach, was thinking about right there. Hey, if I get this runner to third, great, but we might get a missed throw and scratch a run.
So the 1-2 to Brock Wallace. The 6th hitter of this inning for Treynor. Just outside for a ball, 2-2 the count.
Big pitch right here, 2-2. You don't want to give Wallace something too much in the middle half of the plate. He's got some good power and put a ball in the gap here.
So the 2-2 with 2 gone and a runner at third. Treynor up 2-1 to the top of the second. On its way, swing and a miss. Jensen's got his 4th K of the night. Treynor gets 2 across on 3 hits. They also strand a runner. We go to the bottom of the second. 2-1 Treynor on KMAFM.
From large projects to daily tasks, we can help at Miller Building Supply in Shenandoah. This is Josh, and we pride ourselves on quality products, knowledge, and service. We're always available for advice on the projects that take years to design or the issues that need fixed in a hurry. And we offer free estimates on anything and everything you need to complete both. When you have a demand, we offer the supply. Miller Building Supply in Shenandoah.
Nutrien Ag Solutions is your leading agricultural retailer of crop inputs and expert solutions. And they're your choice in the region for top-of-the-line products and customer service. When nothing short of the best is your standard, talk with Nutrien Ag Solutions in Westboro, Missouri, Coyne, Percival, and Essex, Iowa for fall application and products. Nutrien Ag Solutions, growing your crops and your bottom line.
Welcome back to Underwood here on KMAFM 99.1, Clarinda, Shenandoah. Trevor Mader, Brian Bertini here with you tonight. We've played 1.5. It's 2-1 Treynor. It's Western Iowa Conference baseball action tonight going on to our right. We've got softball battle between those two squads. It's scoreless going to the bottom of the third. So an interesting matchup brewing there tonight in Underwood. This one fun as well. Underwood got 1 on in the first. Stranded runners to the corners. Treynor, their first 3 batters got on base via a hit, including a 2 RBI knock from Loa Kelvey. Couldn't get any more, though, and it's 2-1 as Underwood gets their 7-8-9 with Jake Reimer, Josh Ravlin, and Easton Robertson due up to the plate.
Well, kind of what we thought we'd see, kind of a back-and-forth battle. Neither team going to give in, and then, they're going to find ways to scratch runs and create opportunities, and that's what we've seen here, like you said, through an inning and a half.
Again, Jackson Schumacher on the hill for Treynor. Brock Wallace behind the dish is the first pitch to Reimer. It's in there for a strike. Jake Reimer, a junior this year, hitting .263 and 19 at-bats. 4 RBIs to his name. He's drawn a couple of walks. The 0-1 fouled out of play. Please don't hit the station vehicle, and I think we're good.
Schumacher's got that kind of unique delivery. He's got a long pause, and right just before he lets delivery to the plate, Trevor, he's got that leg kick back and pause, and it just throws your timing off as a hitter. You got to really just kind of really focus on where the ball is in the arm angle.
So the 0-2 in play. That is drifting towards right center. Underneath it and getting to it is Poland.
And then he throws that little quick little slide step in there that you trying to catch you off guard in terms of the release. He throws that little deliberate motion, then boom. And induced a popper up right there. Got what he wanted. Was that first inning out.
Josh Ravel in the shortstop gets his first plate appearance of the night. 2-1 Treynor in the bottom of the second. Schumacher gets ready for the first pitch. That's in there. One thing, I did their game, well, it would have been 2 Fridays now ago against AHSTW. Schumacher, I believe, threw 65 pitches. Now, he could have gone more, but Coach Scott Wallace trying to save some arms this year as here's the 0-1. That's in there for
Well, and
Ball.
again, they've got 2 more games this week. They play tomorrow night in another conference film, Missouri Valley, and then Thursday they'll be home with Kingsley Pearson. So conference games, you want to make sure you stretch them out.
And Schumacher was dealing in that game too, I should add. I believe 7 strikeouts and only given up 1 base runner. It was on a dropped third strike. As that one is
we had a couple miscues here, a couple errors on the pickoff attempts, 1 to first, 1 to second, advanced runners.
And, it was the first week of the season. And as Coach Wallace told me, hey, had it been later in the season or a postseason game, we'd have kept him out there and gave him some more pitches. But, it's a long season as here's the 2-1. Hit in play, chopper to short. Schrage, throw to Helvey is in time. Helvey had to extend out.
Nice play by Schrage right there. Did a nice job. Get that throw high enough, give your first baseman a good chance, and it's like that, 2 outs.
And it's the 9-hitter, Easton Robertson, up to the plate. He is looking for his first hit of the year. Only has 1 at-bat, though. Again, he's thrust into the lineup tonight with Tyler Boothby being out. Boothby was originally slated to play second. They had to maneuver some stuff around because Boothby unable to go. They moved Blake Hall. Actually, Boothby was going to play first. They moved Hall from second to first. As that one is a ball to Robertson.
Up on the softball diamond, we go to the top of the 4th. Underwood Eagles struck gold at home, would lead 1-0.
Coach Leah Krause's squad off to a strong start to the season. Aspirations returning to Fort Dodge. That pitch is a ball, and it's a 2-0 count on Easton Robertson. Again, an 8th grader. Looking for the first hit of his high school career. Just have a couple of runs scored. With 2 gone, trying to turn it to the back of the top of the order. That one is in there for a strike. Schumacher throwing heat that time. 2-1 the count.
Well, sometimes, especially 2-0, you're just going to throw something that says, you know what, hats off to you if you can catch up to this one.
So 2 balls, 1 strike. From Schumacher to Robertson. That one misses low.
And if you're Schumacher, last thing you want to do is walk the young kid here and, bottom of the order and allow Underwood to have some people on base as that top rolls back through.
Boothby awaits on deck. He had the triple to start things for the Eagles back in the first. The 3-1 swung on a miss to fill the count. And a big pitch coming for Jackson Schumacher. A big decision coming for Easton Robertson. So a full count, 2 outs, nobody on. Treynor holding on to a 2-1 lead. And the payoff pitch from Schumacher to Robertson is low for a ball.
Good eye right there. Induce the walk, the 2-out walk, and roll that top lineup over, like you mentioned. Mason Boothby started with that kind of off-kiltered bounce, ended up at triple, and he'd led nothing more to put something out there on the green.
And Schumacher did not miss the strike zone by much on that one.
Well, that's, a killer thing. You don't want to walk the number 9 hitter, which he did.
Especially with 2 outs when you've got a chance to.
And being a young kid that, was a little green at the plate in terms of, experience.
They throw to Helvey as Robertson gets back cleanly.
He's going to get his uniform dirty. He's going to tell everybody, hey, I was at first base.
I'm trying to look for another run scored for him. As back to the top of the order, Mason Boothby playing center tonight for the Eagles. Sits on that one, and it is. I thought they called
that's strike.
Strike, yeah. The way they signaled it, it looked like a strike. So the 0-1 from Schumacher's. We get a slight breeze. Won't complain about that. I love how we're almost always in the shade here. Definitely once the sun goes down, Zella misses high for a ball, 1-1 the
Yeah,
count.
part of the infielders right now in the sun, the batter in the shade. So there's a little bit of that depth perception, as the pitcher is still in the sun and the batter's in the shade. So you really got to focus as a hitter.
A little bit of shade in right now, and then, of course, center and left. No such thing. There's a high ball, gets past Wallace, getting safely to second is Robertson.
And so Treynor, just having trouble doing some of the little things right now. They're letting runners advance. And Underwood, hey, with the experience in the team, they have 7-0. That's how you get to 7-0 is you take advantage of when teams give you some opportunities, Trevor. And right now, Underwood, see if they can scratch a run here with 2 outs.
2-1 the count to Mason Boothby. Robertson, a nice lead at second. That one is a ball. 3-1 the count. This inning started with Jake Reimer flying out to right. Josh Ravlin grounded out. And then Easton Robertson got on a moment ago. The walk. That pitch misses high. That's a 5-pitch walk.
Well, he's walked the
Boothby.
number 9, number 1 hitter here. So Schumacher, and of course, the other thing we talked about, too, the pitch count's going up.
Yep. And Schumacher coming into tonight, if I've interpreted the pitch count rule right, and who knows with that, is good to go 90.
Well, and you talked about he didn't have a walk coming in, and he's walked a couple already
Yeah, he's
tonight.
got, I believe, 3 walks now and
Hit batter.
2 hit batters.
Yeah.
He's only given up the 1 hit to Boothby as the first pitch is a ball.
Well, now he's trying to aim a little bit
Kobe
right
Fink.
now. He's trying to, not walk somebody, so he's trying to aim it, which you just kind of forget about, just trusting your arm and trusting your mechanics.
Kind of maybe overanalyze it a little bit when you attack it like that. Here's the 1-0. Hit right back to Schumacher. He'll take some steps underhanded to Helvey, and crisis averted for Treynor. They strand 2. Underwood can't get a hit. We go to the third. 2-1 Treynor on KMAFM.
Find your place at Northwest Missouri State University. From day one, experience a university like no other. In the classroom, you'll find career-ready academic programs and hands-on learning, not to mention championship sports teams and clubs. Find your passion and your people. Plus, textbooks and a fully loaded laptop are included in your tuition, with $19 million in scholarships and aid available. They also have a 97% placement rate. Visit nwmissouri.edu to apply today. Northwest Missouri State University, where Bearcats connect.
At PCSB, we believe in helping our customers and our community grow, and service is how we do it. This is about making banking better. We are here to serve. We have an innovative spirit and a heart for people that moves us to do what's right. Because at the end of the day, we know what matters most. Visit us online at wearepcsb.com. PCSB, we believe in you. Member FDIC.
Welcome back to Underwood here on KMAFM 99.1. Clarinda Shenandoah, Trevor Mader, Brian Bertini with you. Levi's son helping us with the video stream tonight. We go to the third, Brian. It's 2-1 Treynor holding on to the lead. They've got the heart of their lineup coming up in 3, 4, 5 hitters.
Well, I'm impressed with both pitchers. They got themselves into trouble, but they got themselves out of trouble. Schumacher kind of put some situations, walked the number 9 hitter 2 outs, walked the leadoff. Got the ground ball back to the pitcher and got out of that inning, and they lead here going into the top of the third 2-1. So we've seen Jensen do the same. He worked himself out of a kind of a jam last inning as well. Second time through the lineup. Let's see how the Treynor Cardinals attack the pitching.
Jackson Schumacher, Caden Snyder, Brady Kaufman. These were the 3 outs in the first inning. Again, Jensen gave up the leadoff single and then a walk. Was able to get Schumacher striking out, Snyder flying out, Kaufman striking out, looking as Schumacher sits on that one, and it's a called strike.
And that shade now that pitcher in the sun, the batter in the shade, it takes you just a little bit of time to kind of adjust a little bit. You'd like to see either both in the shade or both in the sun.
We'll say in terms of setup and view, this has got to be one of my favorite ballparks. That one's in there.
Yeah, we don't fight the sun.
No.
It's
I don't think
far off to
I
our
don't think
side
I've ever
here.
been here and had to fight the sun, even if it's a 5:30 game.
Right. Softball occasionally because they usually put it facing west, which can be tough to look at.
Here's the 1-1 to Schumacher in the dirt, hops to the catcher Rodenberg, keeps it in front of him, tosses back to the bump to Jensen.
And you feel like Treynor here, they missed those opportunities. They got 2 in the last. They would love to get some more runners on base and put some pressure on this Underwood defense.
So 2 balls, 1 strike from Cale Jensen to Schumacher. That one again in the dirt. Rodenberg can't field that one now. No harm, no foul. Nobody's on.
Well, the thing is, though, a 3-1 count to a really good hitter. You don't want to leave something over the middle of the plate and let Schumacher really get his arms extended. Not a ton of breeze tonight, so it wouldn't take too much to get this out outside the fence.
So the 3-1 from Jensen to Schumacher is low for a ball. 5-pitch walk. Jackson Schumacher takes first to start things. And every inning for Treynor has started with the lead batter reaching base.
Well, that time Jensen just, I don't think, really wanted to give him too much on that 3-1. See if he bite on a pitch on the inside. Schumacher didn't. Oh, and Jensen will go to work on the next hitter.
So it's Caden Snyder up to the plate. He flew out to right. Back in the first. Schumacher on with the leadoff walk. First pitch is
electing to keep the pitcher out here and not courtesy run. So, Schumacher, you'd like to be aggressive on the bases, but you always want to run the risk of those hand injuries, Trevor.
1-0 the count. Now, Schumacher was a part of their state medalist sprint medley team, so he's got some wheels. Now he'll go. He gets caught in a pickle, though, and applying the tag at second, safe cleanly as Fink. And disregard everything I just said. Schumacher goes out.
Well, he went on first motion by the pitcher, and Jensen kind of froze him on that, and he picked him out, but it made a nice throw down to second to get the runner and erase that base runner. And now we go back to pitch count with 1 out.
And up to, it's still Caden Snyder with a 1-0 count. Again, 1 gone. Treynor gets the leadoff hitter on with Schumacher via a walk, and then he ends up getting thrown out. Snyder fouls that one right in front of the Treynor dugout.
Interesting. No dugout covers, are there? Here.
No, there is not.
5th inning over there now. Underwood, Treynor rolling along. 1-0 Eagles. So a great pitching duel up there.
Got the 1-1. That one.
We had a game the other night, you and I did, where the baseball game at Treynor got over before our game, didn't it? It was Riverside.
8-7 or 6-5 and 8 was the final. Jaden Huseman, the hero. That is fouled back by Snyder.
Normally your softball games get done a little sooner. But can't complain when you get a beautiful night like this. We've been fortunate. We have not had, I don't know if any rainouts.
I have not, no.
No, I mean, every games, the flip side is it's getting really, really dry, and the grass is going to start taking a beating here pretty soon.
Here's the 2-2 from Cale Jensen to Caden Snyder. On its way, and that one hops to the dirt. Rodenberg keeps it in front of him again. Nobody on. Yeah, I believe this is the 8th game I've done this year.
Really not even a chance of rain.
Yeah.
Well, and the thing is now we saw what the dry conditions are going to do. I think that first triple there was predicated by the hard ground.
That means we're probably, as here's the payoff pitch to Snyder in the dirt. He'll take the base. Means we're probably headed towards a part in like mid or late June where we get a weaker rounds. But hey, if it's from the end of June to early July, I don't really care.
By that time, we might really need the rain, but
I won't really care because I won't be here.
All these games you want to get, I'll be somewhere else.
I will be
somewhere else where it's warm and sandy.
on a beach. Here's Brady Kaufman up to the plate for Treynor with 1 gone. Caden Snyder on with a walk on 1 out for the Cardinals in this inning. Swing and a miss by Kaufman. The strikeout victim back in the first, went down looking.
Yep. Jensen kind of worked him masterfully. That won it first time up. Runner at first, got to be careful to pick out. They'd like to get a big jump here, but you got to want that lefty, and Jensen's wily leg kick right there. You got to stay close.
Here's the 0-1, and that is in there, nicely placed.
Yeah, nice breaking ball right there. Starts out on the outside half. The lefty brings it back in. As a hitter, you think it's outside the plate, and it curls in and takes that outside corner for a strike.
So the 0-2 to Brady Kaufman. Caden Snyder got on with a walk. Kaufman chops that one in the gap in center. It'll hop, and it's a one-out single to keep the line moving for Brady Kaufman.
Well, that time Jensen elected to go low fastball, and Kaufman kept his hands in, stayed on it, chin down, and punched it right back up the middle and got a hit. And again, Treynor, every inning so far, Trevor, they've had guys on base.
Yeah, they've been able to get guys on base, and that is half the battle. As up comes Brock Poland, who got on with a single back in the second inning. 2-1 Treynor, top of the third here in Underwood. That pitch is in there.
Again, Jensen would love a strikeout right here. He's got to force it in a bag. We either want something on the, up the middle back to the pitcher or to third base, but the strikeout would be huge.
So the 0-1 to Brock Poland is.
He went outside the breaking ball. That one just a little bit too wide on that, but wanted to see if Poland would bite on it. He didn't.
So 1-1 the count to Poland. That swung on and missed. 1-2. It's a big night for baseball. Obviously, a lot of high school baseball going on around the area. Nebraska's in a regional final against Arkansas. The Clarinda Junior A's with Turner Martin are in a game tonight against Red Oak. It's definitely summer now. Here's the 1-2 in there for a strike. Gets them looking.
There's that breaking ball right there. Just kind of lulled him to sleep, and Jensen does it again. Gets that big second out via the strikeout. He's 1 out away from kind of getting out of this jam.
This is 5th of the night. And up to the plate comes Peyton Chapman. He was way out of that one, swung on a miss. For those of you that are deciding to watch or listen to us instead of the Nebraska game, given what I just saw happen in I think they're in the 8th, it's probably a good thing you did. 0-1 the count to Peyton Chapman. Cale Jensen launches it. It is fouled back to the fence, makes it an 0-2 count.
Got a final in Game 1, Glenwood Lewis Central softball. They're playing a doubleheader. LC wins 10-0. So the second game underway.
Titans have been impressive this year. Here's the 0-2 to Chapman. Jensen just one pitch away from jiggling out of this jam. Had runners at first and second, trying to stick him. Here's the 1-2, hit in play to short on a hop. The throw to Hall is there, and that's how the inning will end. Nice play by Ravelin to get to it, and Treynor gets 2 on with 1 hit. They strand 2, 2-1 as we go to the bottom of the third here in KMAFM.
But at Rogers Pharmacy, it's not just talk, setting them apart from the big box stores. They're a full-service pharmacy where you can not only fill prescriptions, but they also carry an impressive line of medical equipment to meet all of your needs. So whether you need oxygen, CPAP, BiPAP, lift chairs, or diabetic shoes, Rogers Pharmacy has them all. Let their family serve your family. The full-service, family-owned, independent Rogers Pharmacy, located in Tarkio, Mound City, Maryville, and St. Joe. Visit rogersrx.com.
When people ask me what my dad does, I still don't have exactly the right answer. This is Sadie, and my dad is Shane from Schaff Ag. I know he takes calls and texts early in the morning and late at night. I know he does research to find the best products at the best prices. And I know he says, I'll get that done for you. But I guess I'm still not sure what all is involved in every aspect of agronomy. But I know my dad does it all. Call Shane at Schaff Ag and see for yourself. 712-520-1333.
Welcome back to Underwood here on KMAFM 99.1. Clarinda, Shenandoah, Trevor Mader, Brian Bertini with you. Western Iowa Conference Baseball tonight. We go to the bottom of the third, 2-1, Treynor leading, and it's the 3-4-5 hitters for the Eagles. Blake Hall, Jack Van Voss, and Caden Rodenberg. Brian, right now we've kind of seen both pitchers bend but not break. Could be a matter tonight of who the first one to break is.
Well, and again, both pitchers have kind of worked themselves up in the pitch count a little bit. You know, Schumacher had a couple erratic innings. He worked himself out, but he's got to be kind of careful here. You know, Coach Wallet's going to keep an eye on him. As you mentioned, they got some other games this week, and you mentioned you really want to kind of keep that pitch count reasonable as you go through the season and, you know, But, of course, they want to win this one. This is a big game for them.
Blake Hall got on when he was hit by a pitch back in the first. He's the first batter of the third. He sits on that one, and it's a ball.
Lights are on here at the field, but not quite taking effect. We still have that kind of muted sunlight as it starts to drop down below the horizon.
The shade is now covering basically all of the grass infield. As that one's in there for a strike. Now the infielders, with the exception of Helvey at first, are still in the sun, but outfield beginning to shade. Looks like the only one in
the wind's, the wind's a little bit, but it's kind of died. So like I said, a ball hit hard will carry.
That hits Hall. He's now worn 2 pitches.
That one kind of rode in on him, and Schumacher got kind of a fastball, kind of a running in, and it just took off and glanced off of him. I'm sure didn't feel the best, but he'll gladly take the bases. Underwood now got something working with nobody out.
Now, last time Hall got on, Jack Van Fossen grounded one that ended up getting Hall out. Van Fossen reached on the fielder's choice. Then got to third with a couple of pass balls, could not get across. Schumacher glares down Hall at first, now goes into his stance, launches the first pitch, and it's a ball.
Again, you got to be careful of a hitter here. You don't want to give Van Fossen something middle low of the plate where he can drive.
1 ball, no strikes. On the way to Jack Van Fossen, who's been hitting at a nice clip so far this year. A runner at first. That one in the dirt gets by Wallace. Hall checks to make sure he can go. He does go, and he gets to second standing up.
That's great. Great read right there. The ball trickled away just enough, and he's able to get in scoring position. Nobody out. And Underwood right where you want to be. They didn't have to burn it out to get him there.
In corner conference action tonight, FM beat Griswold 9-7. Also tonight, Mount Air playing Murray in softball action. That's 6-3 Mount Air through 2. 2-1 the count. Right now to Jack Van Fossen. Pretty good call it second.
Good hitter's pitch count. You can see if he can hit something right side. Move a runner.
2-1, swing and a miss, and it's now 2-2.
Good job by Schumacher. He ran that fastball out and away, a little cut fastball, and took off. And Van Fossen tried to catch up to it, just couldn't get it.
Okay, so 2 balls, 2 strikes from Jackson Schumacher to Jack Van Fossen, with nobody out and a runner on second for Underwood in the bottom of the third. The 2-2 swing and a miss, and that's a strikeout to Van Fossen. That's the second Schumacher's been able to muscle so far tonight. It's the first out of the inning as well.
Big out right there. You can get an out on the board. Don't let a runner advance.
Now Rodenberg was hit by a pitch back in the first inning. Blake Hall got on by being hit by a pitch. Schumacher's plunked 3 tonight. The pitch chopped to third. Snyder thought about the throw to the tag, and he'll get it to Helvey in time.
Snyder had nowhere to go because the shortstop had, read the ground ball as well. Good base running by Hall right there because he saw that there was no way he was going to get him. He waited to the throw, advanced behind him. So now with 2 outs, they got a runner in scoring position.
Good job by Snyder, too, not to try to force something maybe. Just take the play you've got.
Yeah, you got to get the out, Trevor, right there regardless. If he's at third, you can strand him.
They've done that a couple times. Now here's Clayton Lewin up to the plate. Underwood has stranded 4 runners. Lewin sits on that one. It bounces.
Well, and there's the danger right there now of a runner at third. The pass ball, on a breaking ball in the dirt, kicks back, and Hall's got good enough speed. He's going to go on, make first reaction. They can play to run.
So the 1-0 from Jackson Schumacher to Clayton Lewin, the DH tonight for the pitcher Jensen, as he popped up to the catcher Wallace to end the first. Swings and misses at that one, makes it a 1-1 count.
Speaking of putting some runs, the Eagles have added a couple more. They're up 3-0 now in the bottom of the 5th. Run's hard to come by against Jaden Huseman, but they've done a nice job. They're up 3-0. And
they're also hard to come by against Ella Pierce
as well. Yes, they are.
There's a lot of good pitchers in the WIC. You mentioned those 2. As that one is a ball, brings it to 2-1. We've got Kenna Ford from Riverside, who is stout as well. HSTW's got a couple different girls they've leaned on this year. Allie Myers being probably the go-to. Here's the 2-1 from Schumacher to Clayton Lewin with 2 gone. Swing and a miss, 2-2, and now Schumacher is 1 pitch away from working out of this and stranding a runner at third. Here's the 2-2 with 2 gone from Schumacher to Lewitt. Hit in play to first. Helvey on a hop, comes over, tags the bag, and Underwood can't get any across. They strand the runner at third. We've played 3. Treynor clinging to a 2-1 lead here on KMAFM.
OSI is considered a premier global food provider by many of the world's leading brands. OSI delivers leading-edge food solutions for product development as well as processing, and much of it is done from their Oakland, Iowa plant. Being a leader in the industry allows OSI Oakland to give back to the communities by sponsoring area high school events, offering special programs for veterans, and other community outreach programs. To learn more, visit osigroup.com and search for the Oakland, Iowa location.
Hi, it's Alexis with Sugar Makery. At Sugar Makery, we're all about making life sweeter in our treats, in our gift arrangements, and of course in our customer service. We believe that life is made sweeter by giving back to the communities that give so much support to us, and that's why we're proud to be part of this programming. We hope you'll allow us to tempt your taste buds or help with your next customized gift arrangement very soon. Find us on Sharp Street in Glenwood and Conifer Lane in Council Bluffs and at sugarmakery.com.
Welcome back to Underwood here on KMAFM 99.1. Clarinda, Shenandoah, Trevor Mater, Brian Bertini with you. Western Iowa Conference Baseball on the docket tonight. And Treynor leading Underwood right now 2-1. We go to the 4th, due up for the Cardinals in this inning. It's their 8-9 hitters, Loba Kelvey, who's got the only 2 RBIs of the night so far. Charlie Schrage, the 9-hitter, and the 1-hitter in Mason Yoakum.
Well, Helvey's two RBIs of his career, I believe, isn't it? And they came at opportune time, had a perfect ball down the right field line. So both pitchers, again, finding ways to work themselves out of potential big innings. And, again, Treynor sitting with the lead here as we go to the 4th.
Kale Jensen still on the hill for Underwood. He's going to get at least to the top of the order for the 3rd time tonight with Yoakum. If anybody gets on, Brock Wallace would also get to the plate. Jensen pitching, Caden Rodenberg catching. It looks like Underwood might start warming somebody up to our right. Their bullpen is right next to us. That one misses for a ball. So 1-0 the count to Loa Kelvey, the freshman. Sits on that one. It's on the bottom part of the zone. It's a 1-1 count.
4-0 up there now. Underwood, bottom of 5.
It was scoreless after 3, I believe, or at least going into the bottom of the 3rd. Here's a 1-1 to Helvey, misses high for a ball.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Ella Pierce giving her a 4-run lead just a couple innings ago. Boy, it's tough.
So 2-1 the count to Helvey.
But then again, we saw Treynor find a way to scratch runs late, so that game's not out until that one's finally in the books.
3-1 now the count to Loa Kelvey. He's in position to get on base. Jensen goes into his delivery as the infield now completely shaded. That one's in there for a strike. Caden Rodenberg catching. Play call at first. Kobe Fink at second. Josh Ravlin at short. Jack Van Fossen at third. Jake Reimer, Mason Boothby, Easton Robertson, the outfielders for the Eagles. We're 7-0 on the year, 6-0 in the WIC. The 3-2 low, and Helvey will trot down to first base.
Helvey with RBI single, induces the leadoff walker. That's huge as Treynor continues to get that leadoff guy on Trevor to start innings.
Yeah, they've done that so far every inning. Yoakum singled, Poland singled, and then getting on in the first was Schumacher, and then he was picked off after getting on, but he got on base, and now Loa Kelvey gets on with the walk. So the last 2 have come via the walk. First 2 were by Knox. Here's the pitch to Schrage, fouled along the left field line. That's going to roll down the hill.
Long run for somebody, isn't it?
Again, we're kind of behind the high school here. We've got the softball field to our right, big hill.
Down to the town.
Down to the town.
busy games. Again, Treynor will be in action tomorrow night. They'll host Missouri Valley conference game. And then Thursday they'll host non-conference Kingsley Pearson.
Mo Valley's been a team that's been playing pretty well lately.
Well, Mo Valley's going to get both of these schools this week. Underwood, they got 3 games this week.
Yeah.
Wednesday they're going to host that game against Kemper, which has got our interest. And then Thursday back conference IKM Manning, and Friday at Mo Valley. So.
And I believe that Friday that was a 1-1 count now to Schrage. It'll actually be more like a game and a half because they had a game earlier this year that was suspended. As Schrage just kind of bunts one down along third. Van Fossen, a short throw to Hall is there. And the runner moves to second with Helvey, but Schrage goes down. Yeah, I believe that was earlier in the year. Underwood and Mo Valley played, and there was some inclement weather. They ended up not being able to complete it. They delayed it in the bottom of the fourth, so they're going to resume that one when they play Friday night. As Schrage went down, and Mason Yoakum, top of the order for the Cardinals. 2-1 Treynor, 1 gone in the top of the fourth. That one high for a ball. And Cale Jensen, a senior, on the mound tonight for the Eagles. Jackson Schumacher, a sophomore, got the ball for Treynor. Could come down to which one of these pitchers can.
Well, again, pitch count's going to, they're going to have to see how far you go in this game as this game stays close.
That is popped up along the line, coming over from first. Hall had to carry a lot of ground. He does. And there's 2 gone.
Yeah, he wasn't covering the first. He was playing back, with no runner at first. So he had a long way to go. It was high enough that he got a good read on it. Squeezed it. It's a big out right there. It's out number 2.
So Treynor got the leadoff runner on with Loic Helvey reaching via walk. And since then they've gone ground out with Charlie Schrage. Pop out with Mason Yoakum and Brock Wallace, who's 0 for 1 tonight with a strikeout, also reached on a walk. We'll try to keep this inning alive. Going to play baseball at Swick. Sits on that one, and it's high for a ball.
Well, you'd love nothing right here, nothing more, Trevor, than get this 2-out hit and try to plate this run and get Helvey home. Outfielders are pretty deep, so of course Helvey will be going on contact.
So here's the 1-0 from Jensen to Wallace. That is nicely put for a strike. Brings it to a 1-1 count.
I think both pitchers have been kind of just effectively wild enough to keep the hitters off balance. They're not just – they got a few walks sprinkled in, been off the play a little bit. So, but they've got those pitches when they've needed them. Here's one Jensen would love to get.
So 1 ball, 1 strike with 2 gone. That one misses upstairs for a ball, 2-1. Now, something to think about, Brian, tonight with the softball game. Underwood up 4-0 on Treynor. I know when Treynor turned around and had to play Friday night after talking to Coach Kerry Houston on their Thursday night win, they were going to be without some girls because of the regional final soccer game going on. Well, the state tournament begins tomorrow as that is fouled back. Wallace sends it to the fence. So, I don't know what the itinerary was like in terms of.
Yeah, they could be without a couple players up there right now.
There's a very good chance. I know Treynor plays tomorrow morning. I'll be up there. I'll have updates on Twitter.
Lewis Central girls.
Yep.
Playing tomorrow. AL.
I'll have updates on Twitter at TrevMater96. Treynor plays at 10 a.m. LC at 1. AL at 3:45. Here's the 2-2 with 2 gone to Brock Wallace from Cale Jensen. And that one just misses.
Everybody in blue and wanted that to be a ring up called third strike, but didn't happen. We go full count now.
So the 3-2 and a big full count with a runner at second. Feels like Helvey's been there for an hour. The payoff pitch to Wallace. Popped up. Drifting back is Fink, and getting under it is Fink, and that's how the inning ends. So Treynor gets the leadoff runner on. They strand it. We go to the bottom of the fourth. It is 2-1 Treynor on KMAFM.
At the ARC Group, we take a disciplined approach to marketing. We understand that education and experience must be at the forefront of your decision-making process, and we also understand that all farms manage risk differently. This is Tim again with the ARC Group. I would like to meet with you, learn about your operation, understand your short and long-term goals, and then together we form a plan to maximize profitability on your farm. Call me at 712-370-3497 or visit us at agrisconsulting.net.
Sports teach our children important life lessons, like how to work together as a team and the importance of a great coach. TS Prosperity Group, a division of TS Bank, understands the importance of a successful team, especially when it comes to your finances. Let TS Prosperity Group be the coach of your financial team to help guide you to success with the goal of sleeping better, knowing your prosperity is protected for the next generation. Contact tsprosperitygroup.com to schedule your free 30-minute consultation today.
Welcome back to Underwood here on KMAFM 99.1. Trevor Mader, Brian Bertini with you. It is 2-1 Treynor as we go to the bottom of the fourth. Underwood trying to get the lead, maybe move to 8-0 on the year. Jake Reimer, Josh Ravel, and Easton Robertson, the 7, 8, 9 hitters, due up for the Eagles here in this inning. Jackson Schumacher still on the bump for the Cardinals. We'll see how far they let him go. As Brian, this really feels like a point in the game where, either team could really turn the game on its head. Well,
it is, and that pitch count's probably got both coaches on the lookout here. If Schumacher can get out of here, Trevor, with a pretty low pitch count, you might get him to the fifth inning too. So he'd love to get through these pretty efficiently. I think that's the key that you're going to want to watch.
Reimer flew out to right to begin the second. That was he flew out and then Ravel and Crown out. Then they got 2 runners on with 2 outs but couldn't score. They've stranded 5 runners tonight as Reimer fouls that one back to the fence. They stranded 2 in the first.
Well, this is a hard time of the night to pick up a ball. Where the sun's gone, the lights haven't really taken full effect yet, so it's a little dark, and the ball, of course, has got not as clean and white as it was when we started.
So the 0-1 to from Schumacher to Reimer, and he goes, and it's 0-2.
About a 54-foot curveball that he couldn't hold up on. He went ahead and swung anyway.
Trying to get the count correct.
Should be 1-2.
That's hit to center. That might drop. Nope, coming over from right and getting underneath it is Poland. He had to kind of readjust, but he's there. And there's 1 away for Underwood.
Yeah, and played pretty nice. Well hit ball out there to kind of right center right. It curled back in, and the right fielder was in the right spot. All important leadoff out there for the Treynor Cardinals.
Jake Reimer and Brock Poland have been friends tonight. Both of Reimer's putouts have been flyouts to Poland. Here's Josh Ravel, a ground out victim back in the second. Went 6-3, sits on that one. It's a called strike. Underwood's got a little bullpen action going on. And looks like warming up for them at the moment is Mason Boothby. It's the 0-1 on its way. Fouled back by Ravlin. It's an 0-2 count. So Boothby looks to be the heir apparent at some point. He's tossed 5 innings so far this year. I did get knocked around a little bit in that show and gave up 8 earned runs and 9 hits. Only a freshman. That one misses upstairs for a ball, and it's a 1-2 count.
I think Jackson Schumacher knows how important this inning is, not only for his team, but for him too, is stay on the mound. If he can get through this kind of a low pitch count, he can probably get another inning.
So the 1-2 from Schumacher to Ravlin is fouled back, and if you're Ravlin, you're just trying to. You want to spoil pitches.
You're looking at the football score that was in the baseball score, aren't you?
Yeah, that was when Boothby saw his appearances this year was that 22-20 win over Glenwood. Now that night we were doing the softball game.
42 runs in a baseball game, Trevor's a lot of runs.
That one misses.
Makes for a long night, I would think.
Yeah.
We were done before they were.
We were done well before they were. 2-2 the count with 1 gone, and Jackson Schumacher trying to work a strikeout. And that one just misses.
Again, this is what happens in baseball. Every pitch goes up. Now you're a full count, 5 or 6 pitches per batter. Well, it adds up, and if you foul a few off, you extend those at bats and up the pitch count, and we're at that, mid-late innings here where coaches have to make decisions about how far you want to run your pitcher.
Like I said, Schumacher is allowed to go 90 tonight. Here's the payoff pitch, swing and a miss, and That is what I've got is the third strikeout for Jackson Schumacher this evening.
Well, he just decided to rear back and just bring a little bit of heat right there and blow by him. He says, if you can get it, go get it.
Easton Robertson, who got on with a walk back in the second inning, steps up to the plate. Now Robertson, as I mentioned earlier, in tonight. Tyler Boothby is out. He was a late scratch. Robertson, an 8th grader, looking for his first hit of his prep career, sits on that one. It's a ball, 1-0 the count. Defensively for Treynor, Jackson Schumacher pitching, Brock Wallace catching, Loa Calvi at first, Mason Yoakum at second, Charlie Schrage at short, Caden Snyder at third, Peyton Chapman, Brady Kaufman, Brock Poland in the outfield. Robertson just late on that one, fouls it back.
And Schumacher done a lot better job here of late, just really kind of spotting his pitches, throwing a little bit of off speed. See if he goes to a little bit of change. Watch his footwork here, Trevor. See if he goes that little quick slide step.
Yeah, he's able to work quick, able to be deliberate as well. The 1-1 fouled back by Robertson. It's a 1-2 count as Wallace will ask for a new baseball. Get the new baseball.
Where Schumacher's just got to think, okay, he's having trouble catching up to my fastball here. I'm just going to not be too cute. Just going to see if I can, my heat, you see if you can catch it.
See if he gives him the heater. Here's the 1-2 on its way. Swing and a miss. He gave him the heater. And back-to-back strikeouts to end the inning. Schumacher's fan 4. We've played 4. 2-1 Treynor on KMAFM.
Seeing is believing. That's what you'll hear from customers that choose Barrett Auto Center of Glenwood time and time again. Barrett customers come in for vehicles and service work, but they come back for conversation and honest advice. They want one of the largest pre-owned and fully serviced inventories in KMA land, and they return when they've gone elsewhere and it just isn't the same. See and believe for yourself how little differences add up to a better car buying experience. Come back to Barrett's and Barrett'sAutoCenter.com. Bedford Drug offers more than just your prescriptions. They are now providing immunizations, including flu, pneumonia, and shingles vaccinations. Plus, they offer prescription synchronization for your convenience. Stop in and visit with pharmacist Mike Schweitzer for more information. See their expanded gift selection, too. Convenience, competitive prices, and people willing to help. Just a few reasons that Bedford Drug is the pharmacy with more for you. Get professional and experienced advice on the spot. Bedford Drug on Main Street in Bedford.
Welcome back to Underwood here on KMAFM 99.1. Clarinda, Shenandoah, Trevor Mader, Brian Bertini here with you on the airwaves. Also, we've got Levi Sundra on the video stream tonight. Beautiful night for some high school baseball. We've had a doozy so far in the Western Iowa Conference. 2-1 Treynor on top of Underwood. As we go to the top of the fifth, we're going to see a pitching change for the Eagles. Mason Boothby on the bump. He was playing in center, so we'll try to work out what that means. They could just do the hook where they send Jensen to center and Boothby to the mound, and that looks like what they did.
No, Jensen's not even out there.
He's not even out there.
No, he's not, because they got the right-handed. So, again, they've got 3 more games this week. Might want to think about just holding him back, if you want to. 2 conference games Thursday, Friday, so you'd like to have him available for those games. But here, this is a big one, so big moment right now for Mason Boothby here. We go to the top of the 5th, trailing by 1.
Is the pitcher, number 7, Jackson
so we'll
Schumacher.
see, what they made defensively change-wise. Is they only had, they had 4 substitutes coming in this one. Here's Jackson Schumacher to lead things off for Treynor in the top of the 5th. That hops to Rodenberg.
So different now. He went from the left-handed pitcher in Jensen to the right-handed pitcher in Boothby. And Schumacher's got to probably take a pitch or 2 just to kind of see what he's got here. He threw him a ball. So if he gets one hit here, you might turn him loose.
Again, Boothby's one outing this year was not the smoothest in a 22-20. Yes, 22-20 win over Glenwood. Again, it was early in the season, though. It was, I believe, the 3rd night of the year. So 1-1 from Boothby to Schumacher. Pitcher against pitcher. Boothby deliberate with his delivery, launches the 1-1. Schumacher times it up. Hopper to second. Think the throw, actually that was a short throw from Ravel into Hall for the 6-3, and there's one gone.
Yeah, got a little break ball. Schumacher out in front of a little bit, chopped it to Hopper to the shortstop. Schumacher got down the line, but not enough. And again, Treynor does what they want to do. Trevor, get that all-important first out of the inning.
So one gone. Caden Snyder up to the dish. 0 for 1 tonight. Reached on a walk back in the third. Gets ready for this one. That's in there for a strike.
Softball was 4-1. They took the run off by Treynor, so it's 4-0 now, bottom of 6. Underwood leading. So I don't know what happened up there. They had put a run up, and we looked up, and it was gone.
That's a roller to Boothby. He'll underhand it to Hall, and there's 2 gone now.
Oh, that's a tougher play than it looks like to most people. It was off the end of the bat. It had that crazy English spin on it, rolling away. Boothby did a good job of snagging it. It's one where it looks easy, and you just fumble it, and you can't get a clean handle on. All of a sudden, the runner's at first. But he gathered it up nicely. Nice short underhand throw. He come in and got what he wanted. Trevor, 2 outs.
2 quick outs. And, you know, he's putting the ball in play, relying on his defense. This is Brady Kaufman, who's 1 for 2 tonight with a single. Comes up to the dish, awaits his first offering. 2-1 Treynor in the top of the 5th. Shows bunt and misses on it for a strike.
Well, Van Vossen was back off near the bag, trying to see if he could get a 2-out bunt down and get it grass infield high enough that if he can get the stop, he might have a chance to beat it out.
The 0-1 count. In there for a strike. Boothby wheeling and dealing here early on.
Yeah, he's a little different angle. He's got a little different release point, being right-handed, of course, different than Jensen's left. But he's got a live arm. He's kind of warming himself up and looking to see if he can get out of this inning clean.
So the 0-2 is just inside. That did not miss by much. The Underwood dugout.
Three-quarter arm. Got a kind of a three-quarter arm slot right there. So that breaking ball more of a slider planes kind of crossed the zone and just missed on the inside corner.
Also in Wick's softball action tonight, Mo Valley's up 7-3 on Tri-Center in the 5th as that's chopped to third. Van Vossen, 2 hops, a long throw to Hall. He's tall, had to use all of his frame to get that one down, but there's 3 up, 3 down, 3 done for Treynor. Nice inning for Boothby. We go to the bottom of the 5th, 2-1 here on KMA-FM.
Underwood.
Our interests are much deeper than providing great service. We're just committed to serving you. To learn more, see us at chatmobility.com today.
This is Kane with Gowing Plumbing. Gowing Plumbing is the name to remember for 24-hour service. That includes after hours and weekends, because that is when problems usually occur. We're located in Shenandoah, but we also serve the surrounding communities. That's the way it's been done for more than 70 years. And we work on boiler heat. So call fully licensed Gowing Plumbing any time of day or night, 246-1803, or after hours at 712-310-9248.
Welcome back to Underwood here on KMA-FM 99.1, Clarinda, Shenandoah. Video streaming online, KMAland.com as well. If you're watching, thank you. We appreciate it. We continue to bring you video streams of select games throughout the year. This has been one worth watching. 2-1 Treynor. We go to the bottom of the 5th. And Brian Bertini, if you're Underwood, this is where you want to be, top of the order away.
And Schumacher out there. This is probably his last inning, so Treynor would love nothing more to get out of here clean. Underwood would like to see if they could mess this up a little bit and maybe force a pitching change.
First one by Boothby is popped up foul.
It's the post, and Karam's back in. Let's see if they decide to keep it. It might have to come out. Since it technically went outside of play, I think it has to be removed out of the – bring a new ball in. But we got only 2 innings. The bottom of the 1st by Underwood for 1 and the top of the 2nd. Otherwise, a lot of goose eggs up on the scoreboard, Trevor.
Underwood was able to score on some base runnings. That one's inside and upstairs on Boothby. And then Treynor Loic Helvey, the freshman who's been thrusted into the lineup with some injuries Treynor has faced. He came in, had a 2 RBI single that scored Brock Poland and Peyton Chapman. That is the difference maker up to this point. Jackson Schumacher in line for the win as he launches the 1-1 to Boothby in there for a strike. Boothby started this game with a leadoff triple, got stuck at third. And that has been or he scored actually, correction. The only run they scored tonight. Then Underwood did strand a runner at third in the first. As the 1-2 from Schumacher to Boothby. Swing and a miss, and there's another strikeout for
He's
Schumacher.
just deciding to go a little bit more heat. He's not using the breaking ball as much, working up in the zone and riding that fastball up and in on the right-handed hitters. And Schumacher looking strong. Up in the softball diamond, they've gone to the 7th. 4-0 Underwood. It looks like 1 out, so Eagles 2 outs away from getting a conference win and a shutout, Trevor.
I believe that triple that Boothby had, that's the only hit Schumacher's allowed to. I know he's walked a couple, hit a couple. That just rolls foul along the first baseline from the bat of Kobe Fink. Yeah, Mason Boothby had a leadoff triple to start things for Underwood. That's the only hit they've had. Blake Hall's been hit by pitch a couple times. Caden Rodenberg wore one. Easton Robertson reached on a walk. Boothby reached on a walk. There was a fielder's choice in there from Jack Van Fossen, but nothing else. That one's inside.
Well, we haven't had as many base runners the last couple innings. Pitchers have, kind of controlling a few more strikeouts. The infield is making a good, making all the plays. And
it was a clean inning for Treynor defensively the last time through. Then Underwood worked one as well. Again, we are here in the bottom of the 5th.
It'd be interesting to know what the pitch count is. If it's close, if you're at that 65-70, do you just go ahead and say, we're going to take the 90 tonight, and they don't play again. They play tomorrow night, Mo Valley, but they have a non-conference game against Kingsley Pearson Thursday. So technically, you could kind of just use him once this week.
Here's a 2-1 swing and a miss from Fink. He was chasing all the way, and it's now 2-2.
2 outs up on the softball diamond, so 1 out away from a.
And that might have just gone final there. Underwood in softball action gets the 4-zip win. Treynor trying to make this a split tonight. As here's the 2-2, low and in the dirt. 1 hops to
stop by Wallace right there. Yep. If that's a swing and pitch, the runner can go on the swing and third strike.
Now Schumacher, when he pitched against HSTW a couple weeks ago, he tossed, I believe it was 4 innings. The only base runner that he gave up is a walk to Fink. The only base runner that he gave up was an uncaught third strike. Other than that, he was golden.
Now batting is the first baseman.
So Schumacher with gives up the 1-out walk.
That was huge because it was a 1-2 count, so he worked a walk out of that. And again, add some more pitches and brings up another hitter with a chance with 1 out. Underwood looking to see if they can tie this game, Trevor, here in the 5th.
Blake Hall yet to record an at-bat. He's been hit by pitch twice. Not once, but twice. That one's in there for a strike.
If he gets hit third, he might take it personal.
Yeah, he probably be a little.
He would love to rather use the bat to get on base, I think, wouldn't he?
It'd be probably a little bruised in the morning. Blake, a standout multi-sport athlete for the Eagles. Here's the 0-1. They tried to get something with Fink there at first. Helvey just a little late on the tag. Fink got back. And now we get the 0-1 offering from Jackson Schumacher to Blake Hall. Hall was the Eagles' ace last year. He's only thrown 1 inning so far this year. The 0-1 fouled away. He just missed that one by a little bit. And I believe that just rolled underneath the KMA car from what I'm being told. So if you could not do that again, it'd be appreciated. But also that's what you have insurance for, right?
That's right. Put it on Derek's belt.
Yeah. There we go. There's the 0-2 on its way from Schumacher to Hall. He hits that one in play into right center. Coming over is Poland. He is there. And there's 2 gone for Underwood in this frame.
Yeah, not deep enough to tag and, shallow enough where you got to get out. If he does happen to drop it or misplay, you got to get to that bag. But biggest thing is for Schumacher, he gets the out, and he's 1 out away from getting his team into the 6th with a 2-1 lead.
And it is the 4-hitter Jack Van Fossen got on with a fielder's choice, struck out tonight. And 2 gone, a runner on with Kobe Fink, who reached on a walk. That one is in there for a strike. Fink thought about going, decides not to.
Well, even though we're in the 5th inning, Schumacher's not lost any of his velocity, has he, Trevor?
1-0 the count. They call that a ball. Schumacher checks the runner, now launches the 1-0. That one misses low, and it's a 2-0 count.
Really important for Wallace here to block everything, keep the ball in front. Runner, don't allow the Underwood base runner to get to second and get in scoring position.
And Kobe Fink got on with a walk. That was with 1 gone. Play call flew out to right just a moment ago. Brock Poland, the right fielder, has been busy tonight. That one's in there for a strike on Van Fossen to bring it to a 2-1 count. So Schumacher trying to fight back. Again, every pitch matters. He's, according to my interpretations, allotted 90 pitches tonight. Now, if he gets to 90 in the middle of a batter, he is allowed to finish that batter. Here's a 2-1, low. You know, we've seen a pitch count. You know, it's something that, you know, they really hammered down the last couple of years. We've seen teams have to forfeit games because of it. OABCIG last year had to forfeit a postseason game because of it. That opened the door for Missouri Valley to advance on because they lost OABCIG. Then they upset Underwood in a district semifinal. Here's a 3-1, fouled back by Van Fossen.
Well, that doesn't hurt you as Underwood because right now the 3-2 count with 2 outs, your runner's going to go.
Right.
So a ball, you know, even a single, if you get a good jump here, you potentially could send your runner on a single and see if you can get a run at the plate.
So the 3-2 from Schumacher to Van Fossen with 2 gone here in the bottom of the 5th. As Schumacher will check the runner, now goes into his stance, launches the 3-2, runner goes. It's fouled back by Van Fossen. He'll get another.
Joe by Van Fossen, that pitch was off the zone. Schumacher went with a breaking ball in the outside half, and he got it, just nubbed it away. And we restart, reload, and do everything again, and Van Fossen gets another chance to see if he can put something in play, Trevor.
Another full count from Jackson Schumacher to Jack Van Fossen. Jackson against Jack in this at-bat. Payoff pitch, fouled back again. Van Fossen sends that one back.
And I made sure I parked far enough away. So
yeah.
They hit my car. It's a really long. I parked like 4 or 5 rows back. So I wonder why there was a lot of open spots up near the field.
There's a lot of equipment to carry. And I knew I was going to be kind of working down a hill tonight, so time was of the essence. Those will be my excuses.
We'll take our chances. Yeah. So far, you've dodged a bullet, so.
It would be my luck, though, too, is there's a pickoff attempt to Helvey, but Fink gets back cleanly.
And just trying to keep him close enough so he doesn't get too big a lead here.
Here's the 3-2 on its way. Swing and a miss. Schumacher gets out of this inning. Underwood strands another. We've played 5. 2-1 Treynor on KMAFM.
Mainly clear tonight with a low of 67. Southeast winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. High of 90 tomorrow. A blend of clouds and sun. Lows dip down to about 68 tomorrow night. Mainly clear skies and quiet. Temperatures well above average Wednesday and Thursday with highs in the low 90s to the mid 90s. Once again, low of 67 tonight, high of 90 tomorrow, lows level off around 68 tomorrow night. I'm weatherology meteorologist Laura Lockwood on KMA. Right now, 84.
HawkeyeFord.com. It's where you'll find a complete selection of pre-owned cars and trucks. It's also where you can estimate your trade-in value and receive a no-hassle quote. Since 1988, Hawkeye Ford has been offering a high level of customer service and a commitment to making the process of buying your vehicle an enjoyable one. They strive to deliver 100% satisfaction every time you visit their location on Highway 34 east of Red Oak or on their 24/7 location, HawkeyeFord.com.
Welcome back to Underwood here on KMA. Video streaming, KMAland.com. 2-1. We go to the 6th. Treynor clinging on to a Western Iowa Conference lead over Underwood, Brian Bertini.
Well, and both pitchers, Jensen and Schumacher got their teams in positions. Boothby's come in the last inning in the 5th, so he's in his 2nd inning of work. We'll see what Coach Wallace does want to do for the Treynor Cardinals guarding his pitcher Schumacher, but Boothby looked impressive last time out, Trevor, and he kind of shut down the Treynor offense. And your Coach Wall, you like where you're at 2-1, but you're just kind of in that. We'd love to get a couple more insurance runs. This Underwood offense is too potent.
And Boothby in that inning, he trusted his defense. Got him to put the ball in play. They went 6-3, 4-3, 5-3. So he was making sure the infielders were paying attention. And now we go Brock Poland, Peyton Chapman, Loic Helvey, the 6, 7, 8 hitters.
Well, and your trainer, your Coach Wall, you're thinking find a way to get a run. Get a run around. We're going to be definitely moving them over and getting in scoring position. 3-1 feels a lot better than 2-1.
Right, and we don't know for sure the pitching situation as Treynor gets ready for the bottom of the 6th.
Well, I haven't seen anybody warming up.
Yeah, I don't know what the tally is on Jackson Schumacher, but I would imagine he doesn't have a lot more left. There's a 1-1.
Well, at some point, if this would happen to go possibly extra innings, obviously you're going to need another pitcher, but there's somebody starting to warm up maybe a little bit in the background over there behind the Treynor dugout.
Again, 1 ball. That's popped up. It'll stay in the infield. Fink is tracking it. Fink is catching it. And there's 1 gone.
Mason Boothby, 4 batters up, faced 4 batters down, so he's done his job, Trevor.
I would say you'll take that.
Well, especially at this game, you're keeping your team in the game. You're only down a run, and you're the home team. So you get out of here, you got 2 at bats to their 1.
So up to the plate. Now comes Peyton Chapman. That's fouled along the first baseline.
Tried to bunt his way on, which is always a good play, because 3 things have to happen on a ball hit on the ground, Trevor. Somebody's got to field it, somebody's got to throw it, and somebody at the other end's got to catch it. We always say in high school sports, that's about a 33% chance of something not going well.
Yeah, no doubt. Here's the 0-1.
Usually, it happens.
The 0-1 from Boothby to Chapman on its way. Chapman way ahead of that one. Fouls it, and it's an 0-2 count.
Well, he showed bunt and reloaded up to swing. Got kind of an off-speed pitch, a little out on his front foot on the swing, topped it foul, and Boothby right where he wants to be with an out in an 0-2 count here.
Shout out to Keith Christensen telling me Schumacher's at 91. So I believe if my tally is right, his night is done. That is a ball, brings it to a 1-2 count.
There's somebody warming up. We're blocked by the dugout of Treynor to see who it is. But
all right, we are back here in Underwood. We apologize for that. We had went off for just a moment, and we're back in the top of the 6th. Treynor leading 2-1. They've got 2 gone. Loic Helvey got on just moments ago. Brian Bertini. And up to the plate now is Charlie Schrage.
Yeah, he was hit by a pitch. Boothby had worked clean to the first 5, 3 last inning, 2 this inning, and hit him there. So Treynor, if they can move something up, get going here.
So now the 2-1 to Schrage.
Said 2-2.
2-2, yep, now it's a 2-2. They were kind of a little slow getting on the scoreboard. So the 2-2 from Boothby to Schrage, fouls it back to the plate.
Good hitting by Schrage right there. Boothby went with an off-speed pitch. He got him on his front foot. He tipped it foul.
So still 2-2 with 2 gone. 2-1 Treynor. Top of the 6th trying to tack on an insurance run or 2. All of the scoring came in the first inning and a half of action. There's the 2-2. Chopped to third. Van Fossen on the run. Throw to Hall is there, and the inning ends. So Treynor strands 1. Underwood still down 1. We go to the bottom of the 6th here on KMAFM. Yeah.
Iowa Western Community College has important news for you. If you're a high school senior trying to figure out what your next step in life will be after high school, consider this. Students learning trade-specific skills will get you into the workplace quicker, making a good living and having a lot less college debt. Iowa Western offers 1 to 2 year programs in nursing, welding, industrial tech, and advanced manufacturing, plus many others. Great skills and great pay in less time. Talk to Iowa Western Community College in Clarinda and Shenandoah and start planning your future now.
America is choosing to be a healthier nation. That's why so many people choose a Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart pharmacies are locally owned and offer a full range of vitamins, non-prescription medicines, cold remedies, and convenient items for you and your family. And when it comes time to have a prescription filled, you can always count on your Health Mart family pharmacy to do it right. Take your next prescription to Oakland Pharmacy in Oakland, a locally owned Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
Well, welcome back to Underwood here on 99.1. Trevor Mader, Brian Bertini with you. Brian, I had said before I thought Jackson Schumacher's night probably done. I was obviously off on what he's allotted for the pitch count. It being a new week, I know he's allowed I believe 110 is what he's good for. He's out there at the moment. We'll see what the leash is like for him if they get in a bind.
Well, I mean, if you've gone your coach Wallace, you've gone this far with him, and he's really settled in nicely. I mean, you look up on the scoreboard, Trevor. He's got, 4 goose eggs. You gotta like what he's been able to do here, and trust him in here in the bottom of 6. Get your team to the 7th, and like I said, see if you can get another run and hold on for a win.
5-6-7 with Caden Rodenberg, Clayton Lewin, Jake Reimer up to the dishes. For Underwood. Again, 2-1 Treynor clinging to a lead. First pitch swung on and missed by Rodenberg. And if you're Schumacher, strikes are your friend.
Well, yeah, and if this is it, you got to be pretty efficient with your pitches and work the zone hard. And again, trust your defense. There hasn't been a lot of opportunities lately for the Treynor defense, has there?
There's not been, and that one is low for a ball. Now, I've been told that was Brock Wallace warming up to pitch for Treynor. So.
You think then Schumacher would probably go to catch that?
Yeah, Schumacher's usually their catcher when he's not pitching, so that would be the approach I'd imagine they take if they get there. Here's a 1-1, low and away for a ball. 2-1 the count.
And Underwood's just thinking, let's get a runner on, and we'll do whatever we can to get him into scoring position and, maybe predicate a pitching move if the pitch count gets to the point where they have to take him out.
So 2-1. Right now I've got him to be 94, and pitch 95 is a – they called it a strike to make it a 2-2, and they did. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. I believe as that one's hit in play into right. It'll hop down to a leg, goes Poland, but it's a leadoff single for Caden Rodenberg.
Well, that's exactly what he took that outside pitch. Didn't try to pull it, Trevor. He pulls that ball. It's a 2-hopper to the shortstop for a 6-3 putout. He takes the outside pitch, throws his hands out, gets that nice right center hit, and Underwood right where they want to be here in the bottom of the 6th, leadoff guy on.
Now Jack Dalen will courtesy run for Rodenberg, the catcher. If Underwood can find a way to get ahead here, they just got to maneuver 3 outs and then leave a winner. So way ahead of that one was Clayton Lewin.
See if Coach decides to see if he put a little bunt action in here and work your runner. Get your runner into scoring position here. Give yourself 2 chances technically to plate the tying run.
So Dalen at first. The 0-1. That is beamed along the right field line. I think that hit a car.
I think it did.
Well.
Might have hit that truck driving right there, I think.
Knock on wood, I've seen baseballs hit cars. I've never seen one shatter a window. I'm not saying it hasn't happened. I know it's happened, but I personally, and I hope I didn't just jinx somebody. 0-2 in play. That is to right. Drifting foul and just missed being gone.
Well, he hit that, got that outside pitch, got that ball up. The wind's kind of blown out of that southeast corner, took that to the right corner, pushed it foul, but not by much. And that short hopped the fence. And Clayton Lewin might have just given him, came about a few feet from giving his team a 1-run lead here with a 2-run homer.
Maybe 5 feet.
Yeah, exactly.
But now he's in an 0-2 deficit. Schumacher trying to get any outs he can before Treynor has to make a call to the bullpen. Goes down to Dalen at first. He gets back safely.
But Schumacher also with the 0-2 count, so Lewitt's really got to protect here at the plate.
0-2, nobody out. High drama on Underwood, bottom of the 6th, 2-1 Treynor. In play, drifting foul on the right field line. That will go towards the restrooms, and the kids here will chase that one down. I imagine there's some sort of incentive for a foul ball. I know in Sydney the other night it was a quarter, or 50 cents for a baseball.
And Lewitt's doing a good job here fighting off some 0-2 pitches and also extending this count. We're at that high pitch count now where it could be 1 or 2 away from having to force a pitch and change.
0-2, and it looks like the young man that retrieved the foul ball gets a sucker. Here's the 0-2 to Lewin from Schumacher. On its way, gets by the catcher Wallace. They'll send Dalen to second. They'll hold him at second. And it's a 1-2 count.
Schumacher over-gripped that curveball, really tried to snap one off, and it landed about 6 feet in front of the plate, Trevor, and hopped back to the fence. And now Underwood tying run. Second now with nobody out.
And 1 ball, 2 strikes.
So now a ball hit to right field, might with good speed at second, probably score a run here.
Clayton Lewin really grinding in this at-bat. Here's the 1-2. In play, into right. That is drifting foul. Poland coming over will run out of real estate. And he has now sent 2 along the right field line rather that have not been far.
Well, and again, he's extending this at-bat, and he's forcing Schumacher to throw strikes. And, you know, Schumacher does not want to throw a breaking ball in the dirt again and put a runner at third.
Again, runner at second, nobody out. Jack Dalen is on after Caden Rodenberg reached with a walk. That is hit to right center. It'll be fielded. Coming underneath it was Poland. It looked like it was going to drop. It just stayed in the air.
Well, hit it really hard right there. A good hard line drive, and I thought the running right tag up at second to see if they could get it, but I think it was hit hard enough, and I think that's the end of the night for Jackson Schumacher.
Yeah, it looks like his night is done. Brock Wallace will go shed the catching gear and get ready to toss the next couple outs of this inning.
Schumacher had his choice to keep the ball. You know, he'd want to keep throwing, but this is one of those decisions that's out of his hands, isn't it?
He was actually at 103, so we could have gone more, but they will pull him.
I think it's a nice clean spot right there. You know, go ahead and take him out. You got 1 out. Bring a pitcher in.
We'll have a little bit of added delay because Wallace has to shed the catching gear, and then Schumacher has to get ready to catch, and then Wallace will get a moment to warm up. But 2-1, Treynor leading Underwood, the bottom of the 6th here on KMA-FM. 1 away. We'll be back here in a moment.
From large projects to daily tasks, we can help at Miller Building Supply in Shenandoah. This is Josh, and we pride ourselves on quality products, knowledge, and service. We're always available for advice on the projects that take years to design or the issues that need fixed in a hurry. And we offer free estimates on anything and everything you need to complete both. When you have a demand, we offer the supply. Miller Building Supply in Shenandoah.
Nutrient Ag Solutions is your leading agricultural retailer of crop inputs and expert solutions. And they're your choice in the region for top-of-the-line products and customer service. When nothing short of the best is your standard, talk with Nutrient Ag Solutions in Westboro, Missouri, Coyne, Percival, and Essex, Iowa for fall application and products. Nutrient Ag Solutions, growing your crops and your bottom line.
Find your place at Northwest Missouri State University. From day one, experience a university like no other. In the classroom, you'll find career-ready academic programs and hands-on learning, not to mention championship sports teams and clubs. Find your passion and your people. Plus, textbooks and a fully loaded laptop are included in your tuition, with $19 million in scholarships and aid available. They also have a 97% placement rate. Visit nwmissouri.edu to apply today. Northwest Missouri State University, where Bearcats connect.
Brock Wallace is on to relieve here in the bottom of the 6th. Again, here on KMA-FM 99.1. It's 2-1 Treynor leading Underwood. 1 gone for Underwood. Jack Dalen at second. Again, Jackson Schumacher tossed 103 pitches tonight. Only gave up, I believe, the 1 hit. Did give up 2 hits, actually. Did have a couple of walks.
Hit a couple batters, but he really settled in those last 3 or 4 innings, Trevor, and really dominated and didn't allow Underwood to kind of get anything going.
And here's Jake Reimer, 0 for 2 tonight. He's flown out to right field both times, so I'm sure Brock Poland anticipating
and
the ball his way.
Schumacher's got a good live arm at home, so you're not going to probably you're not going to take a base by via the steal.
And so Wallace, who was catching, comes in to pitch. Schumacher, who was pitching, comes in to catch. Here's the first pitch. It's just inside.
That's just what Brock wants to do, is get that first strike across and make the hitter hit from behind the count.
Yeah, Wallace this year, 5 innings pitched. Didn't go probably the way he would tell you that he wanted to go. Did give up 7 earned runs. ERA right now of 9 again. That's small sample size, only 5 innings. Trying to get the save here. Here's the 0-1. That's in there for a strike. He's throwing lasers.
Yeah, well, again, he says, I got to get ahead of this hitter right here and put him in the hole, and now make him hit my pitch, which let's see if he chooses to go up in the zone here.
Right now, Josh Ravlin awaits on deck. 1 gone, Jack Daylin at second in a 1-run game. A knock here could tie it. Here's the 0-2. Fouled along the left field line. Reimer makes contact.
Yeah, Wallace got a little bit too much of the middle of the plate on that and turned on that. It should be kind of something for Wallace to think about here on this next pitch.
Still 0-2 with 1 away. Treynor looking to move to 4-2. Underwood looking to stay perfect at 8-0. And they'd go 7-0 in the Wick if they're victorious. Treynor would move to 4-1. Here's the 0-2 from Wallace. That's low and inside for a ball.
Again, I think Wallace, virtue of the situation we are in the game and the runner at second, 1 out, you're probably going to stay away from the breakable. You don't want one to carry him off and allow a runner to advance.
So 1-2 with 1 gone. Wallace checks Daylin at second. He's got a nice lead. He's got the second short kind of hovering over him. That one is just outside.
With breaking ball, but he stayed up in the zone. More of a slider right there and tried to keep it up, not get that over top hand curve. No. Hitter's worked a nice 2-2 count back, Trevor.
Yeah, he's fouled back. It was 0-2, fouled one off. Drawn a couple of balls and a 2-2 count to Jake Reimer. Wallace checks Daylin. The 2-2 in the dirt. Count now full.
Well, Reimer's worked himself into a spot where he's got a hitter's pitch again, Trevor. He's just trying to think, advance the runner, whatever I got to do. Get a hit, great, but if nothing else, get the runner to third.
3 balls, 2 strikes to Jake Reimer. With 1 gone, Wallace checks Daylin at first. The payoff pitch. Low for a walk, and what a job by Reimer to battle back, and the throw got by Schumacher. And moving to third is Daylin, the tying run now 90 feet away.
Well, that was a win-win right there at that at bat for Underwood. It went come all the way back to Reimer from an 0-2 count. Got the walk. The ball kicked off of Schumacher's glove, and the runner at second advanced to third. So right now Underwood with runners at the corners with 1 out, and they got things working now.
Yeah, and something in the outfield, and they've had, I think, like 4 flyouts to right.
Well, I think right now you're thinking, if you're Treynor, we got to expect a bunt right here.
Yeah.
Because they would love to get this run home. You can't win the game till you tie it, so they're thinking, let's get the game tied. We're the home team.
Josh Ravlin 0 for 2 tonight, a ground out and a strikeout. Yeah, he's fine with being the out as long as it means they score the run. That one is like in there for a strike, 0-1 the count.
Underwood could also elect to send the runner and take the double play and the force off other than first.
Yeah, I would think we're going to see that as now Reimer gets a nice
Schumacher's got such a great arm. You don't want to try too many cute things with the way he can fire the ball down, maybe even pick you off at third.
So the 0-1 from Wallace to Ravlin as he glares down the runner at third. Now the 0-1 is in there for a strike. So Wallace has come out. He's got both batters in an 0-2 count, but he's got to finish.
Well, I don't think you'll see him throw a breaking ball here. He's gonna pound the zone and see if he can get a ground ball, keep it in the infield. He'd love nothing more than something, either a strikeout or a ball back to the pitcher, freeze the runner.
Again, 0-2 runners on the corners. Underwood trying to tie this one. That is fouled back. Ravlin just got a touch of it.
Oh, Josh did a good job right there, Trevor, just to get a piece of that bat. Took a pitch that, borderline strike, with 2 strikes. You can't be too picky. Fouled it away and gets himself another pitch.
Jack Daylin at third, Jake Reimer at first. The 0-2 to Ravlin as Wallace will check Reimer at first, goes into his stance. The 0-2, fouled back again by Ravlin. Kind of same deal, just gets a piece of it.
Well, and again, I think the hitter knows that Wallace is probably not going to like to throw something off speed. So he might throw a changeup. But you hate to throw a changeup to people at the bottom of the lineups and let the bat speed catch up to the pitch.
So 0-2 with 1 gone. The pitch, swing and a miss, and there's 2 gone. That's a big one because now it takes, the sacrifice out.
Well, that's a huge pitch. Wallace there went up around the letters and the strike and just put it right past him. Gas right there it was, and gets that all-important second out. Now all that matters is getting the third out, Trevor. You can ignore the runner at second if he goes, although Schumacher's got a great arm.
Yeah, last thing you want's a pass ball as Easton Robertson comes up the plate 0 for 1 tonight with a walk and a strikeout. Wallace checks the runner at first again, and Reimer goes into his stance. The first pitch inside.
And Underwood could elect to try the little game right here where they send the runner kind of halfway and see if they'll make a play on it. You know, Treynor wisely would just let him get to second, not let the runner get in the rundown and let the runner at third score.
So the 1-0 to Easton Robertson. He would like to be a hero here. He sits on that one, and it's a strike.
Oh, it's a big pitch right here, Trevor. 1-1. Wallace would love to get ahead, make it 1-2.
Underwood stranded 6 runners tonight. Their 7th and 8th base runners potentially stranded at first and third with 2 gone. The 1-1 on its way to Robertson. Just uptown for a ball. 2-1 the count. And if you're Underwood, you'd love to turn over the top of the order with Mason Boothby and Kobe Fink potentially. Boothby the only extra base hit of the night for the Eagles, and one of only 2 hits they have tonight. That one is low, and it's a 3-1 count.
A walk doesn't hurt Treynor too much. It would put a force in any base. The only thing it would do is put the go-ahead run at second rather than staying here at first.
Bottom of the 6th, the 3-1 count from Wallace to Robertson. On its way, it's high, it's a walk, and the bases are stacked for Underwood as they turn it over to the top with Mason Boothby.
That was a great at bat right there by number 6 as he worked an 0-2 count all the way back to induce the walk, Trevor. Now bases full of Eagles here in Underwood.
So Dalen at third, Reimer at second, Robertson at first, Mason Boothby, who tripled to start this game for the Eagles, is up to the plate. First pitch, he's swinging, he fouls it back, but he was swinging like he didn't want this game to be tied anymore. 0-1 the count now. And Brock Wallace came in relief of Jackson Schumacher here in this frame. That one is inside, and it's a 1-1 count. And Schumacher got the start. Went 103 pitches, 5 1/3 innings. Had him 6 strikeouts, only 2 hits, a handful of walks, and in line for the win if this result stands. The 1-1 to Boothby. Swing and a miss, and it's a 1-2 count, and now Brock Wallace 1 strike away from getting out of the side.
I think if you're Wallace, you just rear back and say, here it comes. If you hit it, that's to you.
Put something over the plate.
Yeah, if not, we're going to 7th.
So the 1-2. Wallace goes into his delivery. Here's a 1-2 with 2 gone. Swing and a miss. And Brock Wallace works out of the jam. Underwood leaves the bases loaded. The 6th, 7th, and 8th runners, they stick tonight. We go to the 7th. Treynor up 2-1. They'll try and add an insurance run here on KMAFM.
At PCSB, we believe in helping our customers and our community grow, and service is how we do it. This is about making banking better. We are here to serve. We have an innovative spirit and a heart for people that moves us to do what's right. Because at the end of the day, we know what matters most. Visit us online at wearepcsb.com. PCSB, we believe in you. Member FDIC.
Many businesses talk about service, but at Rogers Pharmacy, it's not just talk, setting them apart from the big box stores. They're a full-service pharmacy where you can not only fill prescriptions, but they also carry an impressive line of medical equipment to meet all of your needs. So whether you need oxygen, CPAP, BiPAP, lift chairs, or diabetic shoes, Rogers Pharmacy has them all. Let their family serve your family. The full-service, family-owned, independent Rogers Pharmacy, located in Tarkio, Mound City, Maryville, and St. Joe. Visit RogersRx.com.
Well, we got a fun finish coming up here in Underwood tonight. 2-1 Treynor leading as we go to the top of the 7th. The Cardinals going to try to add some insurance runs. Mason Boothby hoping to keep this a one-run game when we turn it to the bottom of the 7th. Due up for Treynor, it's the 9-1-2 with Charlie Schrage, Mason Yoakum, and Brock Wallace. Anybody gets on base, Jackson Schumacher will join the party. Brian Bertini for Treynor, I think it's pretty cut and dry. You'd feel better if you go into the bottom of the 7th up 3-1, 4-1, etc.
Well, you find any way to scratch a run. So if you get a run around here, you're thinking we got to move him over. Yeah, you want to go in with a little extra cushion. I said you like being up 2-1 going to the bottom of the 7th, but you're always hesitant with just a one-run lead. There's too many things that can go wrong.
First pitch is in there.
Although you feel pretty good if you're Coach Wallace when Brock. Yeah. Your catcher goes out to throw, and he was able to get a couple punch-outs there.
Correction, you won't believe this. I hadn't had my book updated. The third out was Schrage in the 6th, so it's Yoakum, Wallace, Schumacher. As Yoakum chases that one, just gets a piece of it. Caden Snyder, the cleanup hitter in this inning.
Well, yeah, so Treynor's where they want to be, top of the 7th. They've got the top of the lineup up. So
corner conference action tonight. Sydney takes care of Essex. Also a softball battle. Atlantic sweeps Creston in the Hawkeye 10, 13-7 in Game 2. So a couple nice wins for the Trojans, who look like the team to beat in the Hawk 10. The 1-1 to Yoakum.
Off-speed pitch, yep. Glenwood playing a doubleheader at Lewis Central. The Titans won Game 1, 10-0.
The Hawkeye 10.
They lead 3-2 in the 6th inning right now, do the Titans. Looking for the sweep.
Hawkeye 10 experiencing with those north-south doubleheaders. It's Yoakum. Hits one to second. On a roll, Fink gets his feet underneath him, throws it to Hall, and there's one gone.
Nice job by Colby right there. It's a ball, going to your left. You got to get your feet set, pivot the hips, get a good accurate throw. Let your first baseman get a good read, get that first out. Nice job. Boothby's done a nice job coming in and really keeping the ship alive here. Keep giving Underwood a good chance, Trevor.
Now Fink will be the leadoff hitter for Underwood in the bottom of the 7th. As here comes Brock Wallace. He is 0 for 2 tonight, a strikeout and a flyout. One gone, top of the 7th. 2-1 Treynor. All of the runs came in the first inning and a half. Underwood got one, and then Loa Kelvey had a two RBI single, as that one's in there for a strike to bring it to an 0-1 count.
Again, breaking ball a little off the outside corner. Tough on that first pitch to bite on that, and Boothby got it across the plate.
0-1, one gone, nobody on. Treynor trying to tack on some insurance runs. That one nicely placed on the low part of the zone by Boothby, who's came in and really done a bang-up job.
He has. He does not want to give Wallace anything middle in and up where he can get his get hip turned and drive one. So making him work down and away.
The 0-2 with one away. That hit him. It did on the inside hip.
Well, and Boothby tried to start that on the inside half of the plate and break it back over, and too much on the outside, and Wallace got enough of the piece of it, and Treynor got a run around top of the 7th, Trevor, even though it is one out.
So it's a one-out base runner for Brock Wallace.
And even though he's the pitcher, he's going to stay in. He's pretty experienced, and you trust his knowledge on the bases right now.
They'll try to pick him off, the throw to Hall, but Wallace gets back safely. Jackson Schumacher up to the plate. He started the night pitching. Has not had a great night.
Well, you might
offense.
think about maybe a steal here, almost kind of a run and hit. Start your runner, and if Schumacher gets a pitch hit behind him.
Again, Wallace gets back safely.
I think Boothby thinking the same thing. They might put him in motion. Treynor would love to see if they could get a runner into scoring position. We really haven't had anybody try to steal. We haven't had any good situations that occurred yet tonight.
We have not. Both pitchers have been able to keep the runners honest. Schumacher still waiting for his first pitch. Here it is. It's an offering that is ripped into left. They will send Wallace to second. The line moves for Treynor. Caden Snyder up to the plate now.
Well, he got a pitch middle in. Turned his hands, got it through this 5-6 hole between short and third. First and second, one out. Now Snyder, let's see if he can come up with a big hit right here. Treynor would love nothing more to add some insurance runs, Trevor.
Schumacher's second hit of the night. Meanwhile, Caden Snyder 0 for 2, also reached on a walk back in the third. Flew out to right in the first, grounded out on a 4-3 in the fifth. Brock Wallace at second, Jackson Schumacher at first, one gone for Treynor. Snyder, a big leg kick, but 6 on that one, and it's an 0-1 count.
Enforcing any bag for the Underwood Eagles right now, so they're just thinking, let's find a way to get an out. If we get a chance to turn 2, we'll take it, but we'd love just to get an out anywhere, preferably the lead out if they could.
The 0-1, Snyder again, he really plants that lead leg and sits on that one. It's a 1-1 count.
Boothby tried to get him with a breaking ball, see if he'd kind of get off timing and get out in front of foot and hit a ground ball.
So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 gone, a 1-run lead for Treynor here in the top of the 7th. Snyder sits on that one. Ball gets by the catcher, Rodenberg. Move Wallace to third, Schumacher to second. It takes the double play out.
Well, yeah, and Rodenberg just, the ball kind of short hopped him. He didn't slide over and it carried back. And now Treynor's great situation with 1 out, 2-1 count. Bunt's now the order here as you see Underwood coaching staff bringing the infield in, Trevor, on the grass.
Yeah, Hall at first, Fink at second, both on the grass now. Looks like maybe Ravelin on the short will.
They're going to walk
come
in.
And,
yep.
Yeah, they're going to.
And the reason is it's 2-1 count already. You don't want him to hit, and now you load the bases. Now you got to force any bag, and if the run, if there's a ball hit to the pitcher or the third, Trevor,
it's pretty easy.
You go home and get the lead out, and so. And if you trust your pitcher, you're not going to walk. He's going to throw a lot of strikes. It's a good move.
Yeah, but a 2-1, again, if it's in a 1-1 count or an 0-1 count, obviously you're not doing that. But now you've got the bases loaded. Up to the plate is Brady Kaufman.
Yeah, you really simplify your defensive strategy. We're thinking let's just go home right now.
1 for 3 tonight for Kaufman. First one to him is in there, and it's a ball. 1-0 the count.
And it also takes the bunt kind of out of the play for Treynor. Right. You don't want to bunt a ball back to the pitcher where he can get an easy play going home because, if you're Treynor, the infield in, you hit a hard ground ball and punch it through the infield.
Swing and a miss, and anything that kind of rises in the air is probably as
well,
long as it doesn't
if
stick.
It's in the infield, there's less than 2 out.
Yeah.
So in the infield, it'll be an infield fly,
right.
which means the batter's going to be out.
But anything that doesn't stick, is probably going to roll. Something high, obviously, it's going to. So 1-1 is sat on. So
the only thing for Boothby's got to be careful he doesn't push this to 3-1.
Yeah.
And create a situation where Treynor picks up a run on a walk.
2-1 with 1 gone. Treynor's got the bases loaded in the top of the 7th, trying to add some insurance runs, and
there it is. So now this is a big pitch for both squads here. A ball 4 plates. It's 3-1. A ball 4 plates a run without ever having the ball left the infield, Trevor.
Brock Wallace at third, Jackson Schumacher at second, Caden Snyder at first. A 3-1 pitch from Mason Boothby to Brady Kaufman is a walk, and it plates a run. That's the risk you take when you load the bases like that.
Well, he just missed on that. The 2-1 pitch was the one they really had to have. He missed on a little bit, and that 3-1 pitch just gets a little bit tighter, a little bit more pressure. But the thing is, Underwood's the home team, Trevor, and they'll have a chance to come in the 7th.
And they've been able to get runners on base. That has not been the issue for them tonight. It's been obviously when you only score 1 run, it's been getting them across. Brock Poland scheduled to come up, and he gets instructions from Coach Scott Wallace, and we'll see what they go with here. Again, bases loaded, 3-1 Treynor, top of the 7th. The Cardinals trying to knock off the unbeaten Underwood Eagles. It's a ball.
Well, right now, if you're the Treynor hitter, your coaches are telling you, hey, you're taking until you get a strike. He's just throwing 4 straight balls. You're in a 1-0 count. You make him throw a strike before you even think about swinging.
So the 1-0 from Boothby is low and away.
Now that strike zone just keeps getting smaller and smaller for Mason Boothby right now. He just got to zone in on Rodenberg's glove and just rear back and just trust it.
So 1-0 the count with one gone, or 2-0 the count. They didn't update it yet with one gone. Bases loaded. Swing and a miss that time by Poland.
Poland probably thought he was going to get a pretty good pitch to hit, which he did. He just missed it.
Should bring it to a 2-1. And this could really turn kind of the conference standings on its head. That one is inside, and it's a 3-1 count.
Wow, you're taking this all the way. I mean, you've got to take a 3-1 pitch. Worst thing for Treynor would be a ball hit back to pitcher where they could probably go a double play. They're looking to see if they can play another run via the walk.
Here's the 2-1 from Boothby, or 3-1 from Boothby to Poland. Bases loaded, trying to walk in another run are the Cardinals. That one misses high and inside, and another run plates for Treynor.
Well, we've only had Schumacher's ball's the only one that's left the infield.
Now if you're Coach Andy Van Fossen, I think they're going to have to do something here.
Well, sometimes you just talk a little bit. Might go to maybe they're going to make a switch.
We'll see who they go with. It looks like, I believe it's Josh Ravlin. We'll be able to tell you more here in just a moment, but looks like Mason Boothby's night is done. He really came in, Brian, worked a stellar fifth inning. And
yeah, he did great. He got the fifth through the fourth and the fifth. He worked those, or the fifth and the sixth, you're right.
Worked those pretty cleanly, and then
just ran a little trouble here. Had the Schumacher got the hit, and then the pass ball kind of really started to put some things in play. Coach Van Fossen elected on the 2-1 count to walk. I think, was it Snyder?
Yes, and it'll be Josh Ravlin in to pitch for Underwood. We're going to take a real quick break as Ravlin warms up. 4-1 Treynor, top of the seventh here on KMAFM.
When people ask me what my dad does, I still don't have exactly the right answer. This is Sadie, and my dad is Shane from Schumacher Ag. I know he takes calls and texts early in the morning and late at night. I know he does research to find the best products at the best prices. And I know he says, I'll get that done for you. But I guess I'm still not sure what all is involved in every aspect of agronomy. But I know my dad does it all. Call Shane at Schumacher Ag and see for yourself. 712-520-1333.
Hi, it's Alexis with Sugar Makery. At Sugar Makery, we're all about making life sweeter in our treats, in our gift arrangements, and of course in our customer service. We believe that life is made sweeter by giving back to the communities that give so much support to us, and that's why we're proud to be part of this programming. We hope you'll allow us to tempt your taste buds or help with your next customized gift arrangement very soon. Find us on Sharp Street in Glenwood and Conifer Lane in Council Bluffs and at sugarmakery.com.
Welcome back to Underwood here on KMAFM 99.1. Clarinda Shenandoah, Trevor Mader, Brian Bertini with you. High drama in the Western Iowa Conference tonight. Treynor's got a couple of insurance runs on the board in the top of the seventh. They lead 4-1, still trying to add to that. They've got the bases loaded. One gone. Josh Ravlin into pitch for Underwood. Looks like, I believe that's Jake Reimer now playing short.
Well, and Ravlin's all he's thinking right now, Trevor. He's just got to get ahead, throw a strike here.
And up to the plate, Peyton Chapman. Chapman shows bunt. Did it get away from the catcher? Rodenberg, it did. And scoring is Snyder.
They're going to say it was just popped out of the Rodenberg's glove. They're going to say it was he offered, so it's going to be a strike. But they're going to say it didn't hit the glove, or it didn't hit the bat. So ends up being a ball that just popped out. It kind of resembled a bunt, but there was no contact made.
Again, from this angle, it kind of tough to tell. But another run played.
Yeah, and the runners move up, so now the force is off, and now the bunt's still on play here.
0-1 with one gone, and runners at first and second. Now Chapman will take a hack at one, just gets a piece of it, fouls it back. And it should be an 0-2 count now on Peyton Chapman. If you're just tuning in, Underwood's lone run came at the bottom of the first. Loic Helvey drove in 2 in the second. We had goose eggs up until this inning when Treynor's been able to score 3 on a pair of bases-loaded walks and a dropped strike. As that's hit into center, left center, it'll drop. on a hop. That should easily score 2. Coming around is Poland. Peyton Chapman has blown this game open at the top of the 7th with a 2 RBI single.
Wow, you got to pitch up. Ravlin had to throw a strike and got it up. And Peyton Chapman, as you mentioned, drove it into left center. 2-run score, and just like that, it was a 2-1 game. 5 spot here so far by the Treynor Cardinals, and they've got the breathing room they were looking for, Trevor.
7-1. And, yeah, you love that to give yourself the breathing room going into the bottom of the 7th, knowing Underwood's going to need a massive inning, is now up is Loic Helvius.
Yeah, 1 run is very doable, but 6 runs, that takes a lot of work. And Brock Wallace, he's going to buckle down out there and know that he's got a lot of big cushion right now.
Again, 7-1 Treynor. Runner goes, throw in the dirt. Rodenberg kept it in front of him, but safely getting to second is Chapman.
Their score final, Lewis Central girls get a doubleheader sweep, 10-0 first game over Glenwood Rams, 3-2 in the second. So they continue to, they might be a good matchup when they go up against Atlantic, Trevor.
1-1. Denison's been playing well lately. I know Atlantic had.
Well, Harlan's got to throw them in the mix.
That's hit in play, and coming underneath it on a line was the right fielder, Robertson. He tried to throw it to second and get
Chapman was thinking hit all the way. He was in that, starting to figure an angle to cut the inside corner of third on the round, and Robertson caught that, and Peyton did everything he could to scramble and dive back into the bag to prevent the double play.
Now Charlie Schrage, the shortstop of the 9-hitter for the Cardinals, up to the plate again. Peyton Chapman at second, 7-1. 6 on the first one. Schrage, a lefty in the lineup for Coach Scott Wallace's squad. And I don't think we can say enough. I know it's still really early in the season, but you look at the implications this game could have. In terms of the WIC right now, Underwood 6-0, Treynor's 3-1, Tri-Center's 3-1. Their one loss being to Underwood, as that's an hit right back to Ravlin. He'll trot to first, toss to Hall, and that's how the inning ends. But not before Treynor plates 5. They've got 6 runs of cushion as we go to the bottom of the 7th here on KMAFM.
OSI is considered a premier global food provider by many of the world's leading brands. OSI delivers leading-edge food solutions for product development as well as processing, and much of it is done from their Oakland, Iowa plant. Being a leader in the industry allows OSI Oakland to give back to the communities by sponsoring area high school events, offering special programs for veterans, and other community outreach programs. To learn more, visit osigroup.com and search for the Oakland, Iowa location.
At the ARC Group, we take a disciplined approach to marketing. We understand that education and experience must be at the forefront of your decision-making process, and we also understand that all farms manage risk differently. This is Tim McGann with the ARC Group. I would like to meet with you, learn about your operation, understand your short and long-term goals, and then together we form a plan to maximize profitability on your farm. Call me at 712-370-3497 or visit us at agrisconsulting.net.
Well, we go to the bottom of the 7th. Underwood's going to rely on the bats of Kobe Fink, Blake Hall, Jack Van Fossen to spark a rally. They need at least 6 to keep this game alive. 7 to win it. Brock Wallace on the hill for Treynor, trying to hold on and give his team their 4th victory of the season.
Wow, it's pretty simple, Trevor. Right now for Brock Wallace, you got a 6-run cushion. You just rear back and throw strikes.
Yeah. And, getting the ball put in play as long as it's in the infield, not a bad thing here. Fink sits on that one.
Yeah, and if you're Underwood, you know you're going to get a heavy dose of fastballs because he's just thinking. You don't nitpick on the corners. No. You just bear down, and it's going to take it takes a lot to score 6 runs.
Here's the 1-0 in there.
And if you're Underwood, you got to be confident, relaxed. Just starts with 1, Trevor. Get a batter up, get him on, get it on, get something working. Put a little pressure on the defense out there.
This game going on 2.5 hours. Foul along the first baseline. Looked like it maybe hit the bottom part of the bat.
Yeah, but it's been a very good high school game between 2 well-coached, well-pitched teams, and then that's why we not until that little 5-run explosion by the Treynor Cardinals. It's been a really back and forth game.
That one again, kind of same situation, maybe on the barrel of the bat.
Yeah, I mean, he's just pounding the ball. He's working a little in, a little outside. And he's working fast, zoning in, and just throwing strikes.
1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out. Wallace with the 1-2, chop to first. Helvey, Wallace comes over to cover, tags the bag by a couple steps. 1 gone.
Helvey did a nice job at getting that ball and waiting until his pitcher, Brock Wallace, got in the spot, made a nice flip. Wallace reacted quickly, knew what was going to happen, and Treynor Cardinals now 2 outs away from a huge statement win in the Western Iowa Conference.
Blake Hall 0 for 1 tonight. He was hit by a pitch twice, flew out to right. Trying to spark a rally. His team down 6. 1 gone. Hall swings at 1 low. It's a strike.
Well, I think area's been noticed. The 3-2 conference record or 3-2 overall record by Treynor a little deceiving because they got some guys that can throw.
Yeah, Treynor. Again, if they won, they would move to 4-1 in conference play. And, that would put 3 teams with 1 loss in the WIC. Underwood 6-1 of the year in conference play if this result stands. As the 0-1 to Hall. Did that hit him? No.
No, a little out in the way.
That would have been the third
Again,
time tonight.
There's some important games. Underwood's got a busy week. They're going to be non-conference Wednesday night, but then Thursday, Friday, the IKM Manning, which battled this Treynor team 8-5, and then a Mo Valley team that could have something to say with. They square off both teams this week. They play Treynor tomorrow night, and then host Underwood. So Mo Valley could throw their hat in the ring really quickly with a couple big games.
And Logan Magnolia is a team that started kind of slow. I think they were 0-7 to start. They beat IKM Manning the other night. They had a big win over Audubon. As here's the 2-1 to Hall. Foul back brings it to a 2-2.
Well, and again, pitching is – you have to start thinking about pitchers, who you're going to bring in. Jensen will be available probably for one of those 2 games, Thursday or Friday. And Schumacher might get in, if you need him maybe for an inning or something on Thursday. But Wallace looks tough tonight.
2-2, that's in the dirt, fills the count. These 2 squads will meet again on June 22nd back in Treynor. Other important dates for Underwood, for Treynor, they've got Tri-Center coming up. That game was supposed to actually be last week. Got postponed. They will play that on June 17th, and they'll turn around and play him 6 days later. That one hits Hall. That's the 3rd time tonight that he has worn one.
Yeah, and a different pitcher this time. I think Blake Hall's got to feel like he's a marked man tonight, but
he's probably going to need some ice packs tonight.
Jack Van Fossen.
He's just glad that you want to get on and give your team a chance, and
he's kind of laughing about it a little bit. I think
like just not my night tonight, right?
Jack Van Fossen, who's struck out twice tonight, trying to keep this game alive. Last thing you want's a double play that ends it.
Well, and Wallace has got to bear down and focus on the glove of Schumacher now, the catcher, and really zone in, and don't let Underwood get something rolling because we know they can put up some runs.
7-1, bottom of the 7th, a 1-0 count with 1 gone from Brock Wallace to Jack Van Fossen. Just gets a piece of it, fouls it back. It's a 1-1 count.
You allow a team a heartbeat.
Yep.
You get another hit, and you start something. You get the crowd excited, and then the team and the next guy up says, hey, I can get something going. And then defense gets a little tight, Trevor. You miss a play here, and all of a sudden 2 or 3 runs played, and then the pressure builds. And Wallace right now wants to quell any kind of comeback right now and see if he can get a punch out.
He checks the runner at first in Hall, goes into his stance. In the dirt, gets by the catcher Schumacher. Hall will get to second safely, and I believe every time Blake Hall has been hit by a pitch, he's also, 2 of the 3's been able to move on a passed ball.
Well, that's huge. It takes the force off, the double play is now out, and anything up the middle where the infielders might make the short play, now he has to throw across the diamond, and you got a 2-1 count.
2-1 with 1 gone. Wallace checks the runner at second. Swing and a miss by Van Fossen, and it's 2-2.
Yeah, Wallace figured out, here's my best. See if you can catch it.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
But if Van Fossen gets a hold of this, it could land out there on the green.
Hall with a nice lead at second. Shragi and Yoakum kind of triangling him. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 away, and this game down to its potential final batter with Caden Rodenberg.
That was a little extra giddy up on that one by Brock Wallace, wasn't it, Trevor?
It was. Rodenberg 1 for 2 tonight, reached when he was hit by a pitch back in the first. Treynor 1 out away from what I would say is a kind of a statement win in the Western Iowa Conference. And they went up to IKM Manning the other night as that's hit in play to third. There is Snyder, and this one goes in the books as a 7-1 Treynor victory. It was 2-1 heading into the 7th. They score 5 in the top of the 7th. Jackson Schumacher grinded 5 1/3 innings to get the win. Underwood gets their first loss of the season in the Western Iowa Conference race. Just got a lot tighter. Back to wrap things up here in a moment on KMAFM.
Sports teach our children important life lessons, like how to work together as a team and the importance of a great coach. TS Prosperity Group, a division of TS Bank, understands the importance of a successful team, especially when it comes to your finances. Let TS Prosperity Group be the coach of your financial team to help guide you to success with the goal of sleeping better, knowing your prosperity is protected for the next generation. Contact tsprosperitygroup.com to schedule your free 30-minute consultation today.
Seeing is believing. That's what you'll hear from customers that choose Barrett Auto Center of Glenwood time and time again. Barrett customers come in for vehicles and service work, but they come back for conversation and honest advice. They want one of the largest pre-owned and fully serviced inventories in KMA land, and they return when they've gone elsewhere and it just isn't the same. See and believe for yourself how little differences add up to a better car buying experience. Come back to Barrett's and Barrett'sAutoCenter.com.
We have gone final here tonight in Underwood. Trevor Mader, Brian Bertini here with you. This one is a 7-1 winner for Treynor here tonight. Brian, a nice statement win for Coach Scott Wallace's squad after I'm sure what they would say, kind of a tough loss on Friday night.
Yeah, it was. And Treynor, this was huge for them. They were 3-1 the conference, but Underwood was 6-0 already. So if you lose this and go 3-2 and they go 7-0, and you lose that head-to-head, it feels like you just don't have as many chances. Now you've brought yourself right back in the mix, and they come in here tonight, and they gave up that run first inning. It looked like they were going to get on the board. Treynor, they got nothing in the top of the first. Underwood got one, and you just felt like, boy, if they don't get something quick, this can get away. But they've battled back, got 2 in the top of the second. Schumacher settled down, and then him and Brock Wallace teamed up to really stymie this Underwood Eagle offense and come away with a big 7-1 victory.
Yeah, Loic Helvey had what I would say, the go-ahead runs back in the second inning when he was able to get a 2 RBI single. It was 2-1. That's where it was heading into the 7th. Treynor added 5. Peyton Chapman had a 2 RBI double that really kind of blew the game open. And then Brock Wallace able to clamp down. Underwood got 1 runner on. They couldn't get him across. That was kind of the story tonight for the Eagles. They strand 9 base runners. They now drop to 7-1 overall, 6-1 in conference play. Now, last year, they only played 7 conference games. Right around the same time, they dropped a game to try center, bounced back, didn't lose another one in conference action. So we'll see how they rebound, and we will find out tomorrow night. They'll finish a game against Missouri Valley that was suspended earlier in the season due to weather. Then they'll complete the game they're supposed to play. That's actually on Friday. They'll play Missouri Valley. They've got Kemper coming up, an interesting game Wednesday night, and then IKM Manning on Thursday. Meanwhile, Treynor, they get Missouri Valley tomorrow, Kingsley Pearson on Thursday. So both these teams have interesting weeks coming up. So
yeah, it is, and it's just a good, well-pitched game. Cale Jensen and Jack Schumacher give their teams chances, some clutch hitting, and this is what you expect in a good baseball game. And these two teams, they're going to look forward to playing each other again. This time it'll be in Treynor. But, yeah, that's one that's going to bear some watching. That could have huge implications by the time that rolls around.
June 22nd in Treynor, and you never know. There could be a third meeting between those two squads again later on this year in the postseason. That's a wrap tonight from Underwood. A complete recap will be available online later on tonight, KMAland.com. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching on the KMA video stream. Huge thanks to Levi's son for helping us out with that. We'll see you again Wednesday night. We're in Shenandoah on the KMA audio stream as well as video streaming. High school softball, Riverside, and Shenandoah. Looking forward to that. I've got the call. Until then, saying so long from Underwood. For KMA Sports, I'm Trevor Mader. Thanks for listening, and have a great night.
Thanks for joining us on KMA FM 99.1 for this sporting event brought to you by the KMA Sportscasters Club.